Anytime I want to do anything on the, oh, Jeremy just started streaming.
Oh, crap.
Stream canceled.
Oh.
But yeah, anytime I need to do anything on the computer, I'm gonna have to be out of frame.
Eh. Okay. That's okay.
Does it sound okay?
I think so, yeah. I mean, you can... It's decently far behind because it's, delay of, back and forth, but...
That's amazing.
What?
I don't know, I might have to just start using this instead of the normal mic, like...
Oh, just how good it sounds?
Yeah.
Alright, that's fine. Just use your headset as a headset.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to get you a mic stand if we're doing that for sure, just so that you can move it around in that way it's not on your desk too, because it'll pick up vibrations in your desk for sure.
Yeah, that's true. And I have way too much crap on my desk.
That too. You won't be able to see over it. Alright, cool.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fine to me.
Alright, sounds fine. I don't know if anyone's there yet, but if you are and it doesn't sound good, just let us know and we'll fix it. As always.
Yay.
Yay! So, hello, anyone who may or may not be there. I don't think anyone's in yet, but... maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that's fine.
It's you!
It's you!
You!
It's me! Alright. So, do you want to talk about what we're doing tonight?
I'm playing Eternal Darkness.
We are playing Eternal Darkness. Do you want to talk about what we're doing this month, or just stick with this for now?
Sam's playing Eternal Darkness because I'm terrible.
You're not terrible. I don't think you ever took the time to really get good at it.
The controls frustrate me and I hate it.
Alright, yeah, the controls are frustrating, I do admit.
But the game's pretty interesting and it's sometimes unintentionally hilarious.
Yeah. So this is Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem for the Nintendo GameCube, which we were playing on the actual GameCube disc, emulated on a Wii. I'm playing with a GameCube controller because, obviously, GameCube game, that goes without saying. So I'd never heard of this game for a long, long time, and then when we started dating a long time ago, she showed me this game, and I love this game so much, and I don't know what your thoughts on it are at the time. I know you liked it, but then
I like it because it was really interesting. So the thing about this game is that you have to play it at least 3 times in order to fully beat the game. And so I'd watch my dad play it, and it was pretty interesting. And then he went through for a second round, and then he went through for a third round, and I was like, oh my god, why are you still playing that? Because I'd missed the parts. I was off doing homework or something at the time, where it was like, hey, yeah, you need to go back in, beat it again. So I didn't know why he was doing that. I got kind of burnt out on it, honestly. But when we went through and played it, we had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
So
I've fully beaten this game. I did the full 3 playthroughs for sure, and I think I even did a 4th playthrough just to see if anything happened after the 3 playthroughs.
Yeah, does the thing happen after
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't either, because I was going to say, yeah, we have to play through it 3 times, and I was like, well, wait, was it 3 or 4?
It's at least 3, so
yeah.
it's, and we're going to do that, for y'all.
I think it was 4.
I think it is 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get comfy.
Yeah, get comfy is right.
I was telling you, you're not going to want to sit in that chair this whole time.
I'll be alright.
Alright.
We'll let you know. I'll let you know after tonight if my back is screaming, and
Yeah.
I'll swap it out for Wednesday. But, so the plan is that I'm going to play through Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. This is not a speed run by any means, although I probably will get progressively faster because I am going to go for the quote-unquote true ending of the game, which, as Cloro said, requires at least 3 full playthroughs. And honestly, the differences in playthroughs is pretty minute. You'll see what the differences are after we get into the first playthrough. But I plan to play through it all 3 times, or at least all 3 times, if not all 4 times for y'all. And you can see how that all goes. And I'm not saying it's not a speed run because I'm not going to be doing glitches or tricks or anything like that. But I'm just by way of naturally getting better, I'm definitely going to go faster once I know what to expect and kind of stuff like that. You taking a selfie?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. That's a pose. That won't come back to bite me, I'm sure.
That's for Twitter.
That's for Twitter.
So Jake can see it.
Alright, so let's just get started. So that's Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem, as I said. You can see that we've already beaten it on all those. You don't need to worry about the names yet, but we're not going to carry over any save data because we want this to be a brand new playthrough, and this is a cutscene, so I'm going to shut up.
Flesh, bone, bound together with the oddest magical incantation. This wretched book is where it all began so long ago.
I spelled magical with a K.
Before time.
Yeah, that
before
always bothered
humanity.
me.
I am Dr. Edward Roivas. I am a clinical psychologist. I am also dead. This is not my story, nor even the story of the Roivas family. It is the story of humanity. Like it or not, believe it or not, as you will. Your perceptions will not change reality, but simply color it. Humanity has been on the edge of extinction for 2 millennia.
Literally.
Yeah.
Ignorant of so much, and dependent on so few.
Look at that low-res glyph. This is a cutscene, and that glyph is
Guardians
low-res.
grow restless. Their time once again near.
It's because they just zoomed in on the model.
Whether by
Yeah.
fate or misfortune, my family has crossed their path, and they didn't take kindly to it.
Spooky.
Their attention turns to my granddaughter.
Jennifer
For
Hale.
she is the last of my life, and the last hope for humanity.
It's actually Commander Shepard.
For anyone who doesn't know, Jennifer Hale is the voice actor for the main character here, and also the voice actor for female Commander Shepard from the Mass Effect series.
The one true femshep.
Femshep. Alright, so this is an actual... I think I'm playing right now, but this isn't like actual gameplay per se. This is just a... Well, you'll see what it is in a second.
Yeah, just do the thing. They got him good.
I got him good. That's Max. Everybody say hi to Max. He talks about rats eating your eyes a lot.
Always with the eye eating.
Yep. We'll be seeing Max later.
Yeah, don't worry about them. Your neck clip into the bottom of her head.
I saw that,
That
yeah.
was gross.
You see, it's 3:33 because there's no such thing as a 6:66 time. So this is just half as evil. It's okay.
Hello?
Miss Alexandra Roivas?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Inspector LaGrasse of the Rhode Island Police. I'm sorry to disturb you, but there's been an accident with your grandfather.
I'll be on the next flight out.
So on the first playthrough, we're probably going to be pretty quiet during cutscenes. We might joke a little bit, but not too bad. Going forward after that, we're probably going to start joking a decent amount during the cutscenes, because a lot of stuff starts to fall apart when you go over it with a fine-tooth comb.
Miss Roivas, I'm
Not
pleased to meet
even.
you.
Not
Trust
even,
you had
yeah.
a
With a
pleasant trip.
rake.
With a rake.
Yes, yes,
Yes, my condolences. This is most unpleasant. It's a shame we couldn't meet under brighter circumstances.
yes, it is. Can we get this over with, please?
Of course, this way. But I must warn you.
Must
it's
warn you.
Not a pleasant sight.
He's not lying.
He's
I'm
not,
afraid
but I
there's
mean,
not much to see.
there's not much to see. What an odd thing for him to say.
There's just a body under this rug, and it's completely
Miss
covered in
Roivas.
blood.
Yeah.
Is
Don't worry about it.
that your grandfather, Edward?
I also like how it's like, is that your grandfather? Even though I just said we're gonna be quiet during
He's
cutscenes.
wearing our family ring.
It's like, is that your grandfather? You could literally see his
I
hand.
don't understand.
Why are you showing me this? Can't you
Ah,
check dental
recognize
records
his
or
hand
something?
anywhere.
What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry. It's my job, lady.
Classic.
You're the only living relative, and no, we can't check dental records. There's no head. Ah, none of this makes sense. There's no sign of intrusion, and there was certainly a lot of force used here. I have never seen anything like this in my 20 years on the force. We have no evidence except for the body, and what's left doesn't say much. Ah, we don't have a single clue.
Seems to have been murdered somehow.
You better find out who did this. I'm not leaving Rhode Island until you do. There must be some clue in this old mansion revealing what happened. I want answers.
It's just, okay, lady.
I wish I had some.
2 weeks later.
That wasn't even centered and it hurt me.
Yeah, it wasn't. Alright.
Alright.
Alright, so I will try to narrate as best as I can. I will stumble over my words because I don't read out loud very often, so please be gentle.
You don't want me trying to read that. I'm even worse, and I had to read a lot today.
It'll be alright. I'm not going to break out my ASMR voice for y'all, though. Get that later.
That costs extra.
That costs extra, that's right. That costs at least 1 sub. Alright. Shocked by her grandfather's mysterious death and frustrated at the incompetence of the local police, Alex vows to uncover the truth. She decides to search the mansion, the place where Edward conducted his research. If there was a tie to his past, and possibly a tie to his murderer, it would be here. Ellipses.
Dun dun dun.
Alright, so now we're actually in the game. The camera just kind of moves on its own. It's more dynamic than a Resident Evil game because obviously it kind of zooms around your surroundings as it will. Like it auto zooms in there. I'm not touching anything. And so a big reason why Cloro doesn't like this game is that it's kind of like half tank controls but kind of half not. It's a weird hybrid. So for anyone who knows what tank controls are, where you turn and then kind of run in the direction your character is, I have full 360 movement on this. But when it comes to combat, like you kind of go, this is combat stance, and then you kind of get full tank controls from there. It's you'll see it better when I can actually fight something. But
yeah, there's an aiming system that's kind of wonky. You can aim. It's not just full on auto aim because you can specifically target your enemy's torso, their head, their arms. Can you do the legs too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually when you're fighting these things, depending on what weapon you've got, like if you've got some kind of sword or something, you can aim for the arm and actually slice their arms off, and that's usually to your benefit. So
we won't want to spoil the enemies too bad, but yeah, you can actually... so the game has a really cool kind of like dynamic damage system where if you take something's arm off, if you take both their arms off, they can't punch you anymore or slash at you anymore. They're still going to try to headbutt you, but they can't.
Imagine the Black Knight from yeah, Holy Grail.
Yeah, multiple Monty Python references in a single day from you.
Oh God, it's happening.
Yeah, becoming your father. So this is combat stance. Obviously, I don't have anything equipped right now, so it's just yeah.
It's a good solid punch.
You can walk up to stuff and examine it, just like this.
It's a Commander Shepard reporter punch.
You also get a kind of a more focused camera angle if it's something to look at. Right now, we just kind of have a pretty sunset, but then you also get detail with the B button. So in this situation, the last week rays of sunlight fight the shroud of darkness. See, I told you to be gentle. It lends an eerie feel to the last few weeks' events. As the sun sets, Alex will be alone in this house, with nothing but the spirits of old for company. So that's nice.
Spirits of old, spirits of old.
Yeah. You can also fight without locking on, I forgot to say. So if I want, I can just... Yeah.
God, you hear the sound on that swing?
Yeah, she swings, man. Just I'll be quiet.
That's hilarious.
Always hated this door. Ow, 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 ow.
All right.
Ow. If you try to leave, you just basically get you can't leave because the mystery is still there. You know.
You don't even get the cool Resident Evil thing where the dogs come out and bite you.
That'd be kind of funny, yeah. So the mythos for this game is vaguely Cthulhu-esque, I would say. I mean, not even vaguely. It's very Cthulhu-esque. It's old gods, but it's not Cthulhu. So, yeah, quote unquote. Yeah, we'll make more references to that later. But anyway, I'll just keep playing. Oh yeah, there's a run button with as well. So
That's important.
yeah, it's very important. It's a weird run cycle.
Yeah, that's kind of goofy.
So-
Alright.
There seems to be some sort of clock here. A beautiful carriage clock. The hands appear to be stuck, yet the clock continues to tick, with the time permanently set to 3:33. That was the time she woke up earlier. There's a key in the back of the clock, presumably for winding it. Should Alex look at the key? Sure. Alex picks up the desk clock and pulls the key from it. However, there is something odd about the key. It isn't for winding it at all. It looks like a dresser key. Don't know how you would tell a dresser key from just looking at it.
From, hey, we're in this mansion and we can unlock doors with it. No, this one's for the dresser.
Yeah. What a mansion. And then you can examine the clock again if you really want to.
It's a nice clock, solid model,
Spooky.
good textures.
Oh yeah, there's a sneak mechanic too. Forgot about that.
It's kind of wonky.
A little goofy, yeah.
Ah.
Just gotta go very light. How light can I go? Oh, that's how light. Oh.
Oh god.
Sorry. Alright, there's also a menu system. So it's kind of an RPG. You have stats and equipment and everything, so I guess technically that makes it an RPG, but it's a very light RPG.
You don't really get too much control over it though, so...
Yeah, it's... but yeah, sometimes you'll have to use items, equip for your weapons, obviously, and check, just let you check what it says there. You can check the status of stuff in your inventory. You can also use L and R to switch around from what you have. So a map, very, this is kind of like your lore tab, if you just want to read up on stuff. Then just standard settings options. Alright, so let's move along. Look at this weird painting. Portraits of the ancestral Roivas line, the foyer, foyer walls. Their faces reveal a dark, brooding edge. There's something about each one that gives the viewer an unsettling feeling.
He's a Broodman.
Why are you poking me?
Broodman.
Yeah.
He's brooding.
I do brood. That does happen. I am Broodman, by the way. I mean, I'm sure that was obvious from the title, but I didn't actually introduce myself. Alright. So let's go in here.
If you didn't catch it, the family's last name, Roivas, is just Savior spelled backwards.
Yeah. I'm gonna admit I didn't notice that for a long time until Chloro here pointed that out to me. Seems kind of lazy. But whatever. I didn't see it.
This is the room where the thing happens, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like this room, and I'm not going to say anything else about it right now.
Yeah, there's a room I like less that has made me kind of scared of some things very specifically in video games for the rest of my life. But again, I'm not going to spoil that till later. So you get this cool looking thing. A wooden plaque is fastened to the door, taking the place of the lock. A colored sigil is carved into the wood above a wide slot. The slot is just wide enough to insert a narrow blade. So obviously you're already kind of getting the basis of some puzzles going on. And that'll all make a lot more sense later. This is the kitchen. Nothing in there right now, so we're just going to move along. Don't remember the layout of the house per se, so there's going to be a decent amount of... No, this is the room.
This is the room, yeah. I remember the piano. Something worth explaining. So the main gimmick of this game, which it's going to introduce in a little bit. Oh, sorry, do you want to read that? No? Okay.
It's piano.
Yeah, it's just, so this game has a sanity meter, and if you let it get too low, certain sanity effects will start to happen. I was gonna list off some examples, but it's more fun to just watch them happen, so... Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to those. Those will be fun.
Yeah. Okay, that thing up there is kind of important.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at that first. The beautiful painting.
The illustration features a collection of strange line designs related to each other in a cyclical manner. There appears to be some significance to it, but it isn't particularly evident.
pretty much it's explaining Pokemon, right?
Yep.
It is Pokemon.
It is Pokemon rules,
So we're good. We don't have to think about that too hard.
Yeah, so basically all you need to remember for the moment is that red chases green, which chases blue, which chases red. And then in the center, there's a purple one. It's kind of hard to tell in this light, but that is purple.
Yeah.
And that is extremely important and good to remember for later, although we're not going to tell you why yet. Although you can probably
if you can see, it was the same symbol that was on the...
Yes, you can definitely see the middle symbol there is the one that was from that wooden plaque a minute ago in the kitchen.
I should not be cracking my knuckles. I'm sure the mic picked that up.
Probably. That's
right
okay.
on.
Oh, that's not really important. Just Edward was a lonely and solitary guy. I mean, again, Cthulhu stuff.
I mean, if I lived in a mansion this big by myself, I would probably go nuts.
Yeah, probably.
Someone has to clean all that.
Your character also will try to help you out. You can see as I get close to this, she looks up at like kind of points of interest like that. So she'll try to like help you and kind of like again doing that again. But sometimes it's a red herring too. Sometimes they just look at stuff. So don't pay too much attention to that. But if I'm looking for a collectible or something, and sometimes it's nice to have them looking with me, if that makes sense. Let's go into here. This is the library, which is where Edward's body was. And here is the Royvis family tree. Secrets are revealed. Basically another puzzle for later. Don't pay much attention to it for now. Let's go in here. I believe this is the this is the astrology room or astronomy room, observatory. I'm not going to adjust the mirror for now. Again, these are all puzzles for much, much, much later in the game. I'm not going to mess with them too much. Whoop. So that's that's part of this game's problems. If you've ever played a Resident Evil, it's a great game here. One of my favorites for a game. I'm glad to see you playing. Hey, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
I think it's Gorsha. I'm far away from chat, so I can't read it per se. But this is a great game. We're planning to do the full 3 playthroughs. So if you're in the neighborhood and wanna stick around, feel free to. But like I was saying, these are all puzzles for much, much later in the game. I'm just kind of getting a feel for the house right now and trying to build my map right now, and just kind of getting a taste for the lore again. Oop, no lore on that, just looks pretty.
Oh, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it.
Let's see. Let's go back into the library.
Hopefully keeping the laptop out of the... there we go.
Yeah.
We good?
Nice. What I was gonna say is that so one of this game's flaws, I would say, is that any game with kind of a set camera where you don't have control has this flaw, is that you saw it in the last room where I kind of went into that corner. It keeps my movement kind of locked in, and so it immediately spun me around again as the camera like changed direction. So even though I was holding the same direction, it switched my input to basically mean that I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like because I was like the camera changed which way I was facing, I started running the opposite way even though I was holding the same input. So that's something to watch out for sometimes.
Yeah, it changes what your input like means in the context of whatever camera is in effect for that area. So yeah, like you said, same problem with like Resident Evil where you'll be running forward, camera will change, and then it'll send you right back out. Which is great, because then stuff can trap you and hit you. Yeah, it does happen. And another reason why I don't have the patience to actually control this game for myself.
So it's funny that they actually mention Lovecraft here. And this game is very clearly super heavily influenced by Lovecraft's work. Down to the, actually, I won't spoil that yet. But it is very, very, very much influenced by Lovecraft. So we'll go from there. And I don't want to spoil too much on the first playthrough, so I'll be quiet on that. What's interesting there is that that's technically a loading wall kind of thing. It doesn't really load too long, but those are 2 different sections of the house, so that's important for like pathing and stuff later. more puzzle stuff. Anything that you can kind of interact with that doesn't give you kind of a piece of lore is obviously a puzzle. Looming grandfather clock seems to stand ominously in the corner, gazing on this empty room with an almost patriarchal air. Use left and right to adjust the clock hands. Should Alex adjust the clock hands? Yes. I'm just gonna try 333. I don't remember if this is actually a thing.
I think that was right.
I think it is also.
Yeah, because, yeah, I remember where this goes. I think.
1, 2... There it is. I was like, I
Close
think
enough.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah! I remembered.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was now or later, so that's 3:33 was obviously the time she got woken up by the phone call, and again the clock in the what do you call the main room? Like the entrance hall, I guess.
Sure.
The entrance hall. Let's go with that. Anyway, secret door.
The room where the front door is.
Yeah. So we get to go into here. I'm kind of skipping some stuff. That's okay though. We'll see it later. For now, let's get into something a little bit more interesting than me just exploring a house.
Yeah, there will be plenty of that going on later.
Sorry for the
Look
audio
at that
crackle.
flashing book.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of audio crackling. It's being the Wii is being converted to HDMI. We can't do anything about it, unfortunately. It should be pretty minimal, but it will happen a little bit.
Yeah, there's certain sound effects we've noticed from testing it last night that make it pop a little bit, but...
Again, puzzle for later. Anything that looks slightly interactable. Look at this big glowing thing. An ancient Roman weapon, a gladius, or a gladius, I've never known, is on display above the fireplace mantle. Another token of eclectic junk. But it's glowing.
It's a sword, though, and it's super sick. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Yeah!
So now we have a sword, a gladius, or a gladius. I'm going to be saying both of those every time I see that. And since we have a sword now...
Big sword.
Yeah. So now we can equip the gladius. And now I can actually do combos.
Did you have like a charge attack? Was that it?
No, there's no charge attack. I think some weapons do, but I don't think this one does.
I think that was like your big attack, though. You're just...
Oh,
You're
that's
heavy, I guess.
That's vertical.
Okay.
Yeah. How did I make sparks off a wooden chair? Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
Anyway, sorry. I'll stop.
The chair is evil.
I'll stop being weird and get to the actual plot of the game.
Do the thing.
Let's look at this big evil book.
I'm sure it's fine.
A large leather-bound antique book rests upon the cluttered desk. Should Alex read the book?
Reading's hard.
It is, though. And cutscene time.
It's a sarlacc.
You're not wrong.
I had no knowledge of what was to come, nor did I care. How the knowledge changed me, it will also change you. As you read this, you will come to learn fear as I have. You too will come to understand, or you will perish.
Ominous.
To think that once I could not see beyond the veil of our reality, to see those who dwell behind. My life now has purpose, for I have learned the frailty of flesh and bone. I was once a fool. Where is quies candamest? Where is conservandae? Facusatis aquae sumat, et animus eorum conferma. Pugna huis diasit modo prima multarum, si inceptum conficiamus.
I wonder if that's real Latin.
Quam primum, Centurio Augustus. I would like to compliment you once more on your battle tactics. Our enemies did not have a chance.
That's jarring.
The built-in translator started working.
Did it really exist, Centurion?
I do not doubt our Emperor's beliefs, or his orders. But if we are to retrieve the artifact, then we must be strong and patient.
Is he wearing gloves or is his hand clipping into itself?
Hand is clipping into itself.
Fair enough.
Yeah. 2002.
Yeah. I still think it looks pretty good for a 2002 game. Like, it's by no means amazing, but I mean, this is on the GameCube from 17 years ago. He's walking a little dumpily right there, though.
Oh god, I feel old now.
Right? Yes, 2002, 17 years ago. That's weird, right? So this is Pius Augustus, and he's going to introduce us to what I would say is probably one of the main mechanics of this game, in that you don't play as one character. You play as a bunch of characters.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be a good time. This reminds me of a TV show, but I don't remember which one.
I'm sure this is fine.
Yeah. He's been evaporated. The desert claims another. No, he's fine. He's got teleported. Okay, so here we are. We can examine this thing we just got teleported on, and if you kind of squint, you can see that purple symbol from the middle of the painting, and that plaque is underneath its feet. So the dais on the floor is finely crafted, inlaid with gold and gems that Pius can't identify. A strong linear design is situated into the middle and is equally unknown to the Roman soldier. So Pius Augustus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is a Roman soldier, centurion rather, in 26 BC. They never really say which emperor he serves. If you Googled it, I'm sure you could find out. I don't know who it is off the top of my head. So we can check his inventory. He's got the Gladius as well. So, here we go. And we are in the first section of the game. So let's go into it. A ladder leads into the dank heart of the labyrinth. Danger lurks beneath, yet Pius's courageous resolve does not buckle. Should Pius climb down the ladder? Yes, please. I forgot it asked you that.
Pius's courageous resolve buckles as you press B.
Oh.
No, I think I will not partake, thank you.
And we're gonna get into our first combat of the game. Walking skeletons. This is October. No, technically October Eve. Alright, so here's where I'm going to try and show off the fighting mechanics a little bit. So you see how he's highlighting like that? That's me going to combat stance and kind of picking which way to go. So these guys are pretty slow. Again, they're just meant to be early enemies, and you're kind of just kind of get your feet wet in combat. So I can run and I can just swipe without aiming at him, but if I go into combat stance, it's going to lock me to him.
Oh, that's a little bit more of a problem.
But
program.
But yeah, I can target different pieces of him and then just, yeah. So now he's headless. And
He doesn't like it.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out where his head went. The cool thing, like I said, is that I can target different pieces of their body. And now this guy's armless, but he can still...
He can still bite you.
He can still bite me, he can still headbutt me. But now he's dead.
Now he can't.
So those two guys, you can probably notice. Oh yeah, I can finish this guy too, I forgot. So you just get a little bit of a thing there. Some enemies you actively need to finish them off to get rid of them. Otherwise they just keep coming back. So that's the finish off mechanic. But again, with the dynamic damage system, those two guys are headless, so they can't see me anymore. So they don't know where to aim. So though enemies can damage each other, and if you are pretty creative with your combats, you can get these guys close together and then train other enemies into them so that they do damage for you. The one thing you need to watch out for, though, is that
they're flailing.
Yeah, they're flailing, so you need to kind of watch out for them to just hit you randomly as you're running around. But let's just go ahead and finish these guys off so that we can move on.
Finish it.
Alright. Let's move on. So that's a quick rundown of how combat works.
Now we have retrieved our alphabet block.
A strange granite block lies on the floor.
If we get two more, we can start spelling some bad words with them.
Oh. So it's you probably didn't notice, but that's one of the three symbols from that we saw earlier in that same painting. So we've got some more guys in here. gonna kind of more of the same. See if I can get this guy to swing and flail at this other guy. Probably won't be able to. Whoop, swing and miss.
He might have been able to if he left his right arm on. But...
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's alright. A little bit more opportunities. The other thing to watch out for too, it's kind of hard to tell with this forced perspective, but enemies' health is roughly related to how big they are. Those two guys, like the one I just killed, was probably a good third to 50% smaller than the other one. So the other one had physically more health because he was bigger, and that's kind of a good way to sort of figure out how much health enemies have, is based on that. It's not always 100% accurate, but for the zombies at least it is. So we get our second alphabet block.
Green block, get.
And they're going into our inventory, obviously, just in case you're curious. Don't remember which door I came through. I think it was the back one.
Yeah, you
so.
came in through. No,
You sure?
I think so.
Okay, good call.
Yeah.
So this game likes to do that kind of whoop. Likes to kind of overwhelm like this, where it'll stick you in a small hallway with a bunch of different enemies like that as soon as you come in. So you kind of need to be ready at all times to move around and deal with guys as needed. But the zombies are super easy. They just take one hit to lose anything. So you can kind of just neutralize. Okay, so that one took down. I'll wait for him to swing again, but see, you're gonna see. Yeah, he's getting hit from his friend there, so he actually is taking damage from, and he actually just finished that guy off for us.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
That's right.
It's taking me so long to tweet this. Oh my god.
You're fine.
I'm getting distracted. I want to watch the game because it's fun.
Alright, so we're just gonna finish these guys off. Move on. And you don't have to kill them if you don't want to, but I don't remember exactly how the enemy respawn system works in this game. It's been too long. It's been, I think I forgot to say, it's been about 10 years since I played this last, so...
oh my god, has it been that long?
College.
Oh god.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a decent amount I don't remember, but I'll do my best to figure out what's happening as I play through. Okay. Back into here, we get a spooky camera angle going right toward it. And then we're in this very holy, very ritualistic room. And it's those same 4 symbols.
Oh my god.
And more zombies. You can also just wail on their torsos if you want to, not really worry about their limbs and stuff like that. It's gonna take a lot longer, but it is an option. Alright, we'll just clear them out, and we'll move about our business. Get the last block here. So now we have all 4, and you can probably guess what we need to do with those blocks, seeing as how there are 4 slots for that are approximately block sized.
I'm supposed to eat them.
Yeah, so this is just outlining. This is how you use, you know, items. Just literally go into your inventory and use them. Pretty simple. I was just about to say, the puzzles in this game aren't too bad. There is one that I will bring up when we get to it that I admit stumped me for a very long time, and then, until Clara pointed something out to me. And it is my greatest shame to this day.
You have greater shames.
Oh.
Who are you trying to fool?
I was telling the people.
Oh, the people need to know. Yeah, once we get to that puzzle, I don't know, you'll probably know. Because, yeah, when I was watching my dad play this, it kind of blew my mind. I think he was stuck on that for a while too.
Pius, you must prove your worth by destroying this statue. Pressing R will enable Pius to select which target to attack. So this is the actual tutorial for what I was doing this entire time, but here's the specific instructions. So releasing R slightly and then pressing it again will cycle between multiple targets. I actually forgot about that, so that's helpful. Pius can attack specific body parts while locked onto an enemy by moving the joystick and pressing A. Use up to attack the head, left and right to attack the arm. So I was incorrect. You cannot attack the lower body. I think I was thinking of Resident Evil.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about the legs. I remembered them standing there armless and then just...
So, before I've destroyed this statue, it was obviously a statue of Pius Augustus, and it actually has his name on the very bottom in low res that you can't really tell.
Yeah, it's not a great angle there, but that's okay.
So, I'm sure that's symbolic in some way. Destroy yourself. I don't know. Yeah. So, anyway, it's a tutorial. We gotta go through the door. So these guys are obviously a bit, well, at least that one is a bit bigger, and you can kind of tell that from how tall he is.
Fight! Oh.
There we go, that should get him. Oop. So stick and move tactics are very much a thing in this game. You really have to make sure to not stay in one place too long, because usually things will hit you a lot harder than you can hit them. So just kind of get your hit in and then run away, because you'll typically be faster than most enemies. I'm going to be saying a lot too, so I do apologize for that. It's what I do when I'm trying to collect my thoughts. Here's kind of an early thing of this. I'm pretty sure this is just a big button. I don't know why they had to make it so mystical. So, yeah, a button attached to a small pylon softly illuminates the room. A bizarre energy seems to radiate from it. Should I push it?
Lest you walk in here and go, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I guess.
A giant button.
Yeah, push the giant button. So, this is just a teleporter like from earlier.
There's a lot of mist in this room.
There's a lot of mist in this room. Get the humidity cranked up. I think the teleporting effects are definitely going to crackle it almost every time.
Probably.
Alright, so here is where...
where you pick your Mass Effect 3 ending.
That, or you pick your starter Pokemon, or insert video game thing here. So there are 3... We'll call them relics. There are 3 relics here, and you can't tell, but the symbols are those same 3 symbols we've seen a few times now. Red, blue, and green. So now you're going to get to see what they represent.
So first you have the crab claw, which,
Strange sculpture resembling a red-clawed worm mysteriously floats above the pedestal. Should Pius claim this artifact? No, not yet.
Not yet. Then you have a Metroid.
Shaped like a delicate dome, a pale blue statuette floats gracefully above the pedestal. Then last,
I don't know, Pointy Boy.
Pointy Boy. An effigy resembling a warped angel, shaped from a dark green emerald, hovers effortlessly above the pedestal.
I was gonna say, it's kind of one of the bosses from Astral Chain, or insert X game here.
Yeah. So...
Devil May Cry.
So, it's not really much of a spoiler, or at least I don't think it is. This is why you have to play the game 3 times. Because every time you beat the game, whichever one you did not claim will be here on your next playthrough. So you have to claim each artifact at least once to get the true ending of the game. Picking which one will have an effect on your game, because that is the well, I don't want to spoil how.
Yeah, go ahead and just pick it up and start doing stuff with it, and then explain that a little bit more.
Should we go with sanity first?
I think blue was the easiest one to start out with first, if I remember right.
Alright, so we're gonna start out with Blue. And we know their name, but I'm not gonna say it yet because, again, first playthrough. So we're gonna claim the Blue artifact.
Now I can put my phone away because it took me 48 minutes to tweet.
That's fine.
Yikes.
Good tweet.
Yeah.
So Pius is doing fine.
Pius is doing a little bit less fine.
He's getting in the spirit for October. Spooky boy!
They took his lips.
Took his skin.
Eons have passed since then, and I have learned much. All at once, I understood. The forces of the multiverse all made sense under the transcending power of Ulyaoth. No mountain too high, no city too far. Face me, and you shall surely perish.
Yeah, I hear it. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low. Sorry.
Alright, so Ulyaoth is the name of the blue Metroid.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll also be calling Ulyaoth a big jellyfish and a big stupid jellyfish from time to time. For any of you who have played Mass Effect, yes, I'm referencing Commander Shepard talking to the... Hanar. And in Mass Effect 3, he calls one a big stupid jellyfish, which is like, dude, it seems rude and kind of... Come on.
Yeah, it was great because it was a little side mission and he was trying to preach his Hanar religion in the Citadel, and C-Sec was trying to get him to stop, and then if you go full renegade Shepard, it's like, well, we've tried asking him to leave. Asking him to leave's not gonna work. He's a big stupid jellyfish. Just, okay.
Alright then. Anyway, so that's a reference to that. So, Big Jellyfish, Metroid, or Ulyaoth, which is a great name. It's fun to say. That is who Pius basically swears fealty to. So in that beginning, you're choosing basically who Pius swears fealty to, and you'll see why in a little while. But that's what that cutscene is significant of. So we have now acquired the Tome of Eternal Darkness, which is completely...
It's not the Necronomicon.
Yeah, not the Necronomicon at all.
Nah.
Glossing.
Legally distinct from the Necronomicon.
Legally distinct, which is why I thought it was so funny that Lovecraft is specifically mentioned as being in the library, but whatever. So that's kind of the catalyst for everything. So you can see that thing behind us is glowing and is directly in sight. Strangely, with the Tome of Eternal Darkness in her possession, Alex can read the page. It is a chapter page from the tome itself. Should Alex take the chapter page? Sure.
Yes, do the thing.
So now we have the chapter, The Binding of the Corpse God. So you're wondering what that is. Use it. And that's how we,
I cannot say what was the true beginning.
That's how we start chapters.
Nor am I sure of its end. So perhaps here is the best place to start. I am reminded of ideas I first encountered in Sir James George Fraser's book, The Golden Bough, a study in magic and religion. We are overwhelmed by a very human need to weave a web of meaning where there may be none. Since time immemorial, ancient peoples have dressed up their lack of knowledge as gods and demons. I have discovered that sometimes the fates of gods and mortals intertwine, and legends are born.
Look at that Photoshop filter.
Yeah. So now we're in Cambodia, 1150 AD, so roughly
Our time is done, great ancient.
1,070 years.
Forever in shadow will you be master of chaos, and to fade to nothing in obscurity will be thy fate.
1170.
Thy master has planned many millennia for this day. It is the true chaos of all things that you now must be entombed amongst the beings of flesh and bone.
You have a great monument here, Mantarok. It is a pity that no one will ever recognize it as yours.
So it's Pius Augustus.
May the darkness claim thee, crawling chaos and damn beast. No longer will thy reign be kept over the ancients you have kept imprisoned. Thou hast seen the last of this world.
Manrock doesn't like it.
Yeah. So
This is Manrock. Don't worry about him.
This is Mantarok, yeah. You don't need to worry about him for now.
He's
Even
fine.
mythical fables can keep me amused.
So something you may not have noticed either is that she was actually reading from the Tome of Eternal Darkness there. It was kind of a subtle one, but that's actually what she was reading.
This could happen to me.
And she's kind of doing the typical character thing, pining for something special to happen to them, stuff like that. So now we're, ooh, I don't remember her name.
Is it Elia or something like that?
Something like that. So we have the Tome of Eternal Darkness in our inventory. We also have a short sword. You can also see one of our first stat in the game, which is our health bar right there. Something interesting, and why I call this an RPG, is that each character you play has distinct stats. Some will have more health, some will have less health, and some will have other stats, which we won't get into right now. But they all, again, function roughly the same. So still combat works the exact same. Nothing different there. I can still run. Controls are all still the same. So with further ado, let's go on. And hey, we've seen this before. Not trying to be weird about that. We just have seen it before, so I'm calling attention to it. Onward. A statue of a goddess delicately sculpted from sandstone. It casts an alert eye over everyone who enters the temple. There's a strange necklace about its neck. Should Elia take the necklace from the statue? Elia.
Yay!
So I took the necklace.
Swiping your stuff.
Swapping your stuff.
Doing the thing.
So that closed off that path. This necklace can be used to heal Elia. Make sure that Elia does not move when the spell is being cast. So that'll be important later on. For now, it's in our inventory. And it has 10 uses. So if we need to heal, we can heal. For now, let's go. And again, we're just going to be going through the temple. So the game's broken up into chapters where you explore an area, and then you solve puzzles, you do combat, you do all that sort of stuff, and you learn lore and advance through the game. So there's a lot of dead bodies on the ground. So
look at them.
Yeah.
Those aren't gonna get back up. Look at them.
Yeah. But she's looking at the floor, so we can examine it. Well, if I have her not standing directly in the way. So, engraved on the floor is a striking design featuring the sun sinking below the edge of the world. And we have a candle. The design on the wall appears to depict a time of day. Perhaps the candles do too. So, I'll just leave it at that. You can make your guess. You can probably infer what's going on there, but I won't say it out loud yet. So this is introducing you to traps.
Welcome to Tomb Raider.
Yep. Also Eternal Darkness, because oh boy, these come up a lot. Also, I stood on a trap on accident there. It's kind of hard to tell, but
the pressure plates in this are decently hidden.
Yeah.
Until you know what they look like.
Yeah.
And even then, sometimes they put them in a spot where they're completely unavoidable. So
yeah,
that's a thing.
So me dodging. So a lot of the dungeon exploration, a lot of the damage I take will be partially from traps, but also how well I do will be how well I can navigate around the trap. So there's one in front of me right there. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's that kind of it's that rectangular looking thing in the direct center of the path, right?
The thing that looks like a welcome mat.
Yeah, it looks like a welcome mat, but you can actually skirt stuff like that. So
and yeah, those lighter boxes along the sides are also.
Yeah, these are also traps. Like right to my left and right currently, those are also traps, and those would trigger if I stood on them. But the game is nice enough to where I had to concentrate. Sorry. if you don't step on them, you don't trigger the trap, which makes sense. And I like that in this game a lot. That, you know, it punishes you if you mess up, but if you do it well, it doesn't punish you.
Look, these guys have muscle.
Yep, they have muscle, so that means they have more health. And now we get into a very fun part of the game. So, when located by creatures, a sanity loss occurs, causing a decrease in the level of sanity meter in the character to pulse green. Beware, sanity loss affects perception and eventually health. So if your sanity goes low enough, you start to die. So, but sanity getting low does some other fun stuff, which we'll try to show off. So, oh gosh. That was jarring.
Yeah, it needs to show you. There's a green one now.
Yeah, so we have a sanity meter now, and this is one of the other stats I was talking about that characters can have. Some characters have higher sanity, some have lower sanity. So every time he or she meets a monster, it will get lower. The lower sanity, the more the character will hallucinate. So, and again, like I was saying, woo.
Oh. He had some power into that.
Woo. Woo. Alright, calm down. Alright, and the big point for the finishing move is you recover sanity if you finishing move them. Basically because you get to do the, yeah!
Of course, the camera kind of,
yeah, I actually like her
scared
finisher.
most of that.
So I'm sorry we didn't get to see that.
You'll get to see it later.
Yeah, so
you do it a lot.
Take this bronze necklace. Yoink! Stealing all the jewelry in this place. This is obviously closed off, so we can't go here. But one thing you want to make sure is that you look at this before you go.
So you can see, well, yeah, if you move a little bit, there's a big bright sun on the floor.
Yep.
Also right there.
Yep. So, design on the wall appears to depict the time of day. Perhaps the candles do too. So I can press Y, A, and X to light or extinguish the candles. So I'm going to extinguish the right one.
Oh my god!
Because it's high noon.
I wasn't ready.
Sorry.
Trying to focus. I can't be thinking about Matt Mercer right now.
That's fine. This game also has a decent amount of backtracking through the dungeons because they gotta keep you going through. So something interesting you're going to see here in a few seconds is that...
Oh, I was gonna bring it up earlier too. I don't think he's gonna do it yet.
Okay. Yep, we're not gonna do it yet. Okay, hold that thought then.
Yeah. Oh my god, they're getting up.
Whoever could have thought?
Nobody. Nobody knew. Look, they're already wailing on each other.
Yeah. So, your range is a big deal most of the time. Alright, so here's that finisher I like, because, I don't know, I like the little twirl she does. It's a little slow. She definitely has one of the slower finishers. But you can see my sanity's staying up pretty well right now, just doing those few finishing moves. I lost my train of thought, sorry. Yeah, it's gone.
It's fine.
Alright, so we got that necklace, so basically that's just standard. We need to give the statue back a necklace to move on because we don't want to give up our healing necklace. Probably a good strategy to do for the future is I can actually leave the healing necklace with that statue and just go and do this immediately because I don't expect to be taking too many hits, and even if I do, I can always go back and get it again. So, same thing. Engraved on the sun rising above the edge of the world. This is just, again, showing more. This is basically what the puzzle is. So, and they like to stick those pressure plates right in front of you so that they trick you into that. So you can kind of see along the walls are those little notches. So this is a dart room. The dart ones really suck. But again, as long as you're careful and you're paying attention, you can get around most of the traps. Couldn't get around that one because it was right in the middle of the floor, but we were at the end of the hall anyway.
Fine.
Yeah. So now we have a green mummy. Looks gross.
A little bit.
was gonna say, yeah. So when I fought the red guy earlier, you probably didn't notice it, but I took his head off. But then it regrew back by the time I had finished killing him because I was working on his
Okay, yeah,
arm,
I
so.
thought I had just seen that, like, weirdly, and I was like, didn't you take that off? And then it was...
Yeah. So, they can regrow... The stronger zombies can regrow limbs. Obviously, there was no sun there, so no candles are lit on that one. And now both of these doors are open. I think they go to the same place.
Is it not just one big ring?
I think it is one big ring, yeah.
Yeah. I don't do so well with maps. Especially when there is no actual map. I think you're good. Besides that one at the end, but...
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so it is one big ring. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Crap. Well, this is me being punished. So this one you physically
could
cannot...
run around the long way.
That's okay. It's not worth.
Yeah.
So even with the traps triggered, you can dodge them. It's just easier, obviously, if you don't. So
blowgun! Yeah!
The blowgun upon it must have some special significance for it to be the focal point of the display. I'm gonna take that, and then... Oh no!
Mistakes were made. Instant regret.
Yeah. Oh, there's a sword falling!
I know, right? Just... Ah!
Just crap.
Like when I was trying to make dinner and I dropped the knife.
Yeah. Alright, so we have this guy, and we need to try and save him. And our sword's broken, so whatever will we do? Well, we can equip the blowgun as a weapon, which it already was. That's fine. And this is your introduction to range combat. So basically, same deal as before. Didn't mean to step on that.
That's fine.
Not him.
Oh god, yeah.
Okay, so there's a...
You take him out first. Have you technically saved him?
Yes. So this is a poison gun. Woo!
Oh god, run away.
Yep. So you guys can't feel it, but the controller's vibrating pretty strongly, basically to be like, hey, get away from them right now.
Yeah, because when those guys kind of arch back like that, couldn't really see it very well from that camera angle, but they have little glowy things on their chests, and yeah, as you saw, they explode. And if there are multiple all next to each other, they kind of do a chain lightning thing, and so then they all explode, and becomes sort of a problem later on when you're in smaller quarters and there's like 3 or 4 of them in there, and yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so we can talk to this guy. He's grateful for us having saved his life. In return, he offers to repair our broken weapon as a gesture of thanks. And we can say, yes, please fix our sword.
Figure he would have reforged it, but yeah, I mean, this was faster.
So,
don't worry about that guy.
Got our sword back, and you got to see him use some magic. So, that's cool.
Yay.
Yeah. This one's a lot harder to dodge. Alright. Oops. Did not even see that one. That's okay.
That one you can't avoid.
Yeah, this one we cannot avoid because it obviously takes up the entire way. So, I'll give you a few seconds to guess what the trap this does. Should be fairly obvious, but give you a second. Yeah, that. Alright. I dodged those at least, and these last ones, so...
Nice.
We'll move on from there. Let the people guess. Alright, and we're back in here.
So you can see the screen tilting just a little bit. His sanity's starting to get to the threshold where stuff starting to happen. This is considered a hallucination.
Yeah.
Since he's getting his sanity back, you can see it's kind of righting itself.
There's a hole in the device, as though something can be inserted, perhaps a key or a lever. So this is what I was talking about with the dynamic camera. So I'm just holding one direction right now, and obviously it's adjusting my input as the camera pans around the pedestal there. Oh, the music?
I guess that was just the music. That was creepy.
Yeah, I thought it was like a chain being dragged.
Can't avoid that one.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna hit this one immediately. Yep, that's what I thought. Yep. Can't avoid that. That's fine though. I hate the dark. Yeah, that's why I hate the dark ones, because it's really, really hard to see where they are. I think you can go. Nope. I saw it. Okay, not doing well now.
I was gonna say, just gun it.
Alright.
Thread the needle.
Yep, I did it. Sometimes they hide the traps pretty well, I will be honest. Am I else fine? Alright, so, oh yeah, this is an introduction to this. Oh, okay, he's exploding, so you can kind of get a better angle of that. So they do the chain reaction that Clara was talking about, and now...
Are you out of range?
I'm fine,
yeah.
Shut up.
I'm trying to help!
Yeah, I thought I was out of range, but I didn't want to get too far out of it. It's okay.
Yeah.
I get to show off this now, just so you can see it. Strange necklace, we'll use it. Get a slight heal out of it. And now it's down to 9 uses, obviously. But yeah, so interesting mechanic is that the different colored enemies do not like each other. So you saw blue and green fighting right there. You can also look at this, which is a pretty cool looking mural. And it's, if you squint, you can see it's Mantarok, and over in the left there is Pius Augustus again.
They are friends. They're not friends.
Skeletal demon. They are very much not friends. And we can kind of pan around and look at it. It's just kind of a cool thing. It's just neat artwork. I'm guessing this was concept art at one point, but they just kind of put it into the game. Maybe not. Maybe they designed it specifically for this. Either way, it's kind of just a neat thing if you want to explore and look around.
Hey, Frags. No, it's not.
Hey, Frags. Alright. And now we get to find Mantarok.
Yeah. He's like one of those gelatin desserts from the 70s, but with more eyeballs and teeth.
So a dessert from the 70s.
I mean, kind of. Oh.
That's Mantarok.
He's alright.
He's alright.
Don't go near it.
He's a hungry boy.
Yeah.
So,
Forgot he did that.
you are reduced to feeding on flesh and bone, Mantarok. How the mighty have fallen. You will surely fester for millennia to come. A slow and torturous fate for thee. You had best leave, young fool, or you will find yourself as food for the dead god.
I'm not dead.
Zap.
You are one of the chosen many, flesh and blood. It is now your destiny to fight the eternal darkness.
That's the name of the game.
He said it.
I give you a gift in return for an obligation. The gift is your life, sweet dancer. The obligation is this. You hold one of Mantarok's hearts, the essence of the corpse god, the sum that is a source of great power. from those people. You must defend it, lest they use it to destroy what little brightness your world has left in it. Guard it well.
I'm gonna make a burger out of it.
Gross. I think that's actually a manifestation of Mantarok. Oh, okay, just later. Do you see he just wandered off back there?
He's fine. Must become Superman 4, Quest for Peace.
That's right. A metal staff is held by the arms of the statue. Metal staff, metal staff. Alright. I think there is a... yeah, look around. So if you want, you can come up here and you can pan around and take a look at Mantarok in all of his glory. It's pretty sick looking. You can run around them if you want. Just say hey.
It's awfully rumbly in here.
It is awfully rumbly in here. A statue of a human with female bears witness to the monstrosity that fills the room. The porous stone of its body is covered with the effluvial grime that Mantarok has secreted over the years.
Effluvial grime.
It's a good word. It's a very descriptive
Solid.
phrase. Yeah. Effluvial.
Honestly, pretty hot.
A door of formidable size seals the vault. A stylized design resembling the creature that dwells within the room is carved into the stone. I mean, kind of.
Yeah, stylized. I call it that.
Yeah, alright.
It's like something from Wind Waker.
A little bit, yeah. This is the same thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Oop, crap. Oh yeah, there's a hidden stamina system. I forgot about that. If you just sprint all the time, your character will get tired, and then they have to kind of double over and regain their breath.
My post-it note.
Oh no! Ah, crap.
Woo. Woo. Run away.
So, something cool is that you can actually kill them before they, So, you can kill them before they get their self-destruct off, and if you do, you want to try to do it if you can, if you're not going to take too much damage, because obviously if you can finish them off, you can get the finish off mechanic so that you can get your sanity back. But it's not worth trading all your life if, you know, you walk right into a self-destruct. So, weigh the options there. And now, I need to be careful, but see how my girl's already in combat stance? That means there's an enemy in here. Kind of like in Resident Evil, you could, like, snap your character to an aim down sight. You can kind of do the same thing in this game. So you see how I'm, like, kind of tilting away, and then I'm locking in, and my girl automatically locks onto something? That means there's a person here somewhere.
There's a buddy in here.
Yep.
It's getting closer, and he has activated a trap.
Yep. So, kind of an interesting thing is that, all the enemies can activate the traps, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. Because, obviously, it's bad because they can activate the traps. But it's good because that means they can get hit by the traps. But that also...
with a free Frogger.
Yeah, that also means I can get hit by all the traps, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that smashy one is particularly scary because the other ones you can get hit by them and they'll take a little bit of health off. It's not too big of a deal. Big smashy up there straight up kills you.
Yep.
And we haven't saved. Because we can't save yet, can we? The darkness is coming.
It's not safe to save right now.
something that we've managed to work into our everyday conversations.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, if we don't go a day without saying the darkness is coming, we're just not living, man. Woo! So you can see my my brain kind of breaking here as the camera turns.
Yeah,
Oh,
Elliot's not a fan of all these guys.
Yeah, I screwed up.
Sanity meter's sitting at about 1/3 right now, so we're tilting just a little bit. Woo! Which, I mean, she's getting tilted.
Haha.
Ha.
Oops, wrong button. So I'm trying to recover my sanity just a little bit. Well, I just want this fight to be over so I can try and save.
Yeah. I was gonna say, don't get too risky. We need to...
Yeah, we'll naturally get some of that stuff, so... Alright, so now I can save. You don't need to do anything special to save. You just need to not have... Basically, you can't have any danger in the room. Is how you can save. So there's no enemies, there's no traps, there's nothing like that. So I'm going to save real quick. Save and continue. Alright. There we go.
Cool.
And it's very... yeah, save often in this game, basically.
Wait, had you already saved in this playthrough before? Okay. Did you go through and...
I saved when we were testing.
Ah, okay. Cause yeah, I was looking at that and going, what?
Crap, I forgot I have to go all the way back. So, remember when I said this game likes to backtrack? I think I just went the wrong way. Yeah, I did. Alright.
Yeah, that's why this place kills me specifically. Like, I have a hard enough time when I don't have an actual map to look at and just trying to remember where stuff goes, but if the rooms are full of symmetrical, like, if they're mirrored, if it's just a big...
Woo!
Alright, well done.
Thank you. Gotta go fast.
Yeah. But yeah, big room where all the rooms kind of look the same. It has a symmetrical layout. I have no idea where I am at any given moment. It's a problem.
Hey, Mantarok, just passing through, buddy.
He's gonna look at you with his eyes. Not all of them, though, just that one.
Just that one?
Just that one.
What you doing?
That's the looking eye.
Can you bring me back some clear eyes?
It's so dry in here.
I'm so effluvial. Moving on.
Fool! You should have run. Instead, you will die.
Who's running?
Where is the essence of Mantarok?
Your butt.
How bad you want it?
Uh-huh.
Who wants to know?
Where is it? I will not ask again, child. Very well, then. You will succumb to the horrors of oblivion.
It didn't seem so bad.
I was say, it looks like he just killed her. I don't know, I don't know.
He looks pretty satisfied with himself.
Hey, he seems like he did a good job. It's like, oh, that's all in a day's work.
I'm just so tired.
Haven't slept in 1100 years.
I need a spa day. Skin's all dried out.
So now that we completed that chapter, those candles lit up because, oh my god, those are the same kind of puzzles we just did in Elias' chapter.
We have learned a thing.
We have. So with our knowledge, there's a sun up there. Can you solve the puzzle? Sorry, I shouldn't be doing Dora the Explorer.
Just stare directly into the camera.
Yeah.
What should we do?
The funny thing is, I keep looking at the stupid microphone, thinking like, can you solve the camera? And it's like, up there.
Yeah, it's over there. I need to put a big ducky up there so you
Look at the ducky.
look at the ducky. Look at it.
Yay. Alright, so a small shrine of candles. Their placement appears to be very deliberate, corresponding to etchings on the table and an illustration upon the wall. Some of the candles have been lit. Who lit these?
Candles are lit.
Wrong button. I knew which one I wanted to. Those are apparently fake books.
Best kind of book.
Real fake books. With the correct sequence of candles being lit, a hidden panel opens. There is a message tube inside. Let's see what this is. Ah, it's a cigar, of course. An antique leather-bound message tube, the kind used to transport sealed message scrolls. It appears to be unopened. There might be something inside. Should I open it? Alright then. Well, if Ian's watching, hello Ian.
Ian, get in here.
Yeah. Alex has found a chapter page entitled Suspicions of Conspiracy. Ooh. Now we get another cutscene.
He said Paragon, I heard it.
Yeah.
Thy presence is long missed, my liege.
The universe is a yawning chasm, filled with emptiness and the puerile meanderings of sentience.
Puerile's a good word.
Why should you deserve special consideration within Justice above all else?
Ouch.
I am your servant, my lord. As always,
Sick
that
burns
and
really off.
nothing more.
Yes, that and nothing more. What revelations do you bring me?
My meditations reveal a flaw in our plan.
Our plan, Augustus? Mantarok is a shadow ebbing in the light of our glory. It and the others are slow, weak, bound by the realm of the universe.
Thanks
Unable
for the
to
follow,
unite
Lost
to fight the
Prophet.
common foe,
Appreciate
they
it.
will fall one by one.
Get ready for more
Unfortunately, this is beyond
Eternal
your
Darkness action.
The binding of Mantarok will seal their fate as its power over us is diminished.
What up?
I
Hello.
believe that the Keeper itself be imprisoned within the walls of its own magic.
Again with a K.
But what of its essence? Is that not the core of its remaining power?
Upon my seeping into the corporeal world, I will be the dominant over all, Mantarok included. Your worries are unfounded. You must turn your attention to Charlemagne the Frank. His continued presence within the world is far more serious to our cause.
As you wish, master. He will
Oh,
be
okay,
dead.
that's Ian. Hi, Ian. Alright, after the chapter page is removed, the message tube is no longer needed. Alex discards it.
Wasteful.
Just throws it on the floor.
Those cost like $2, Alex. Come on. That's a fancy one too.
Yeah.
That looked like it was leather.
So you can also see that as we progress through Alex's chapters, her sanity is going down because she's reading a spooky story. Anyway, on to the next chapter.
Sucks like a Dyson. Ha!
From my
That's
research,
solid.
it is apparent that the endeavors of mankind are mere puppetry at the hands of the ancients. Whenever a king vows reform, the ancients move quickly to stifle it. Under the auspices of Emperor Charlemagne the Frank,
Charlemagne guy.
the new Holy Roman Empire was at the height of its power.
Look at that not evil guy.
He's so not evil.
Conquit ad dominum et imperatorum nostrum, carolum magnum francum.
Deliver this to our Lord and Emperor Charlemagne the Frank. No one but him must see it. They are words for his eyes only, at once.
That PNG background. This is also really funny. So that guy literally just told him not to open it. It's for the Emperor.
What sorcery is this? Spell? I am bewitched. If this was meant for Charlemagne, then what will become of him? I have to warn him of this treachery.
That's what happens when you don't follow instructions, kids.
Yeah. So he literally just got hit with a magic spell. It was meant for Charlemagne, so I mean, he did him a favor, but I don't know. Alright, so now we're this guy.
I don't remember his name right now. Anthony.
Anthony, so. After Anthony briefly describes his mission, the monk informs him that Charlemagne was last seen in audience with the bishop in the visiting chamber. And you can talk to each of these monks. Anthony's presence is questioned by the monks, feeling that he has trespassed upon sacred ground. The monk seems rather subdued, perhaps out of respect, or perhaps out of fear.
But yeah, that guy was a monk. He couldn't possibly be evil.
Nah, monks are always good. Visibly disturbed with grief and despair, the monk sobs pitifully. He recounts that this is not the only death to have occurred recently and wonders if perhaps the order is being punished for a wavering in faith. That's not how you spell... Well, yes it is. Sorry, I'm thinking of like a legal waiver. The monk cordially greets Anthony. However, he brings grave news of the loss of one of his order, who fell from the tower to his death. His tone is guarded, leaving Anthony wondering if indeed this is the truth. Whoop, camera. Can't talk to this guy, too busy mourning.
Can't talk now, morning.
The monk informs Anthony that the order is awaiting the arrival of the bishop so that the funeral rites may begin. There is much grieving to do, since this is not the only recent death among the order. Much grieving to do. Gonna run around back here. None of you can stop me.
They can't stop him, they're too busy grieving.
Too busy. Can kind of look at the coffin. I don't think I can... Oh, I can't examine it. Funeral casket made from unfinished wood. It is not properly sealed and could probably be opened.
Let's open it in front of all these people.
I'm actually curious to see what happens.
I don't remember what it is.
Yeah,
so,
I think it's.
yeah.
I think it says it doesn't let you, if I remember right. I think we've tried this once before, but let's see. Oh no, you can.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my God, what is it?
What happened? This devil's work. We should get out of here.
You have proven what we have feared the most. This poor man has been the victim of great evil.
Great evil.
Look how his body has been defiled. As if something has
happened before
burst out from inside him. Here, take this for your protection.
You just have a sword.
And find the bishop.
Because he's a
He
monk.
must be informed of this horrible
Where are you
discovery.
keeping that?
Get with it, Sam.
Alright. I've got a...
Grandma Sax.
I've never heard of... I've played this game, so I've heard of a Scramasax, but that's literally the only time I've ever heard of a Scramasax. Bye.
Big sword.
I think it's the exact same as the Gladius.
It looked like it was. Just use the same model.
Ah, slightly different.
Yeah.
Message scroll. Message scrolls like this were often used to transfer messages. Really? Is that what they were used for?
You don't know.
This one has a strange diagram on it, consisting of a pentagonal shape with strange letters at each corner. When Anthony had opened the scroll, something strange happened. That something had been intended for the Emperor Charlemagne. Suspecting a plot against the Emperor, Anthony pledged that he would warn Charlemagne at all costs. Sorry, I read that kind of weirdly. Reading kind of fast. Moving on.
Trying to remember who else is a voice in this game. I'm gonna look it up real fast because
that means something. I don't remember what. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a significant room. We'll come back to it later, but I'll just look at these for now. So Pius Augustus, his statue's broken.
Whatever could have caused that.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Elia, statue's intact. So we go down here, a lot of screaming. The floor doesn't like us being walked on, I guess. I don't know.
No, that's just the souls of the damned. They're fine.
They're fine. Big hand tablet.
It's alright.
Just gonna check the sword, it's fine.
It's fine.
Cradled in what appears to be a leathery hand lies a mysterious book. It is bound in human skin and intricately decorated with shrunken bones. It beckons and yearns to be possessed.
Like we all do.
Fair.
Hello, hey James. Thank you for the follow.
Hey James. Huh. Wasn't even trying to make that joke, but hey James. Anthony has acquired the tome of eternal darkness. Alright, that was fun. Let's continue upstairs. Oh no, the curse!
Anthony doesn't like it. Oh, he looked like a sim right there.
He did look like a sim right there. So he's, finally I'm not alone. So, Anthony's deal is that he got hit with that magic spell earlier, and you'll slowly start to feel the effects of it as you play through his chapter. I played since I was 8 years old. I'm not sure if my parents are good or bad for that. That's pretty funny. Yeah.
Well, you know, I was playing Doom and all that when I was 5, so
yeah.
I'm not in any spot to really call anybody out, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, what's this game rated? This is probably mature, huh?
Oh, I don't know. The box is over there and I don't want to get up.
That's fine.
I think it's just teen, though.
Maybe, yeah. I'm gonna pick up this. Oh, yeah. We have to start that for you.
Yeah, we need to preload Destiny.
We'll do that after tonight. Well, after this is over.
Assuming my update doesn't break more things.
Yeah. Mysterious gold medallion rests upon the desk. But yeah, James, we're doing a full playthrough of this. If you're wanting to stick around, we're gonna be playing it over the next few days to get the true ending. The last time I played it all the way through was about 10 years ago. So it should be a good time. So we just got our first circle of power. And now we get introduced to the magic system of the game.
Yay! I was also playing Harvest Moon: Wonderful Life.
Harvest Moon: Wonderful Life's a good game.
It is. It's solid.
Alright, so circles of power describe the amount of power that a spell will have. The more points within that circle, the stronger the spell will be. Spells are magical incantations that enhance a character's natural abilities. The spell list is an inventory of all the spell information that has been acquired. It will allow the player to select which spells to cast, examine, or assign the convenient quick spell buttons. New spell. Selecting this will allow the player to experiment with rune combinations and discover new spells. Runes. This section is an inventory of all the components of magical spells you have acquired. Quick spell. With this function, players can review their current assignment of spells to the quick spell buttons. Alright. So that was a lot of stuff all at once. That's not going to make any sense for now because we physically can't do anything with magic yet. We've basically gotten the core piece to begin thinking about magic, but we still can't make any magic yet.
Yeah, once you actually get a rune, you can...
I gotta go to sleep at 10 because I gotta get up early for work tomorrow. That's fine. Just whatever you're here for, man. If you want to be here for a lot of it, be here for a lot. If you have to be here for only part of it, that's great too. We're just happy to have your support.
Yeah.
What did you say, Frags? Oh yeah, who did you marry?
I went after Celia first, and then last time we played, which was actually, I don't know, probably also 10 years ago, I went for Nami, which was not rewarding, frankly.
Nami's a kind of a distant relationship.
It was always great walking into the tool shed and finding our infant son alone with all of these scythes and shears and such. And it's just, Nami, where? She's not even on the farm. Cool.
Nami's pretty funny. James, this is one of my top favorite GameCube games as well.
Yeah, despite its flaws, this is a really just... I don't know. I love this game.
Yeah, it's a great game.
It's entertaining.
So that guy's got a thing inside him.
We're going to get the thing out of him.
Yeah.
By stabbing.
Woo! So I like to lead off with attacking the head personally.
Yeah, they don't seem to like that too much.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot frickin' Anthony's finish off. It looks like he drops the sword, just just a flick.
It's all the wrist.
The sanity effects are next level. Yeah, we're waiting for those. We're trying not to spoil them, but the sanity effects will be coming.
Yeah, I have some stories about a couple of them. Oh man.
Alright, so now we get the next piece of spells, which are runes. They're key elements in creating spells. By collecting and combining runes in different ways, different spells can be created. So we've only got one rune right now, so we really can't make a spell yet, but we're getting there. I got this guy. We'll just deal with it. Oh, wow. One hit? Alright.
Just, look, man, I've been standing in this hallway. I am so tired.
You can also kind of run up on zombies when they're doing that spawn thing and just finish them off real quick like that. You can also see that, as I was saying earlier, Anthony's health and sanity is pretty big, honestly, compared to a lot of the other characters.
Like, almost double of what Elia's meters were.
Yeah. Just gonna save real quick.
Not a bad idea.
Because we killed a few enemies, we got some stuff out of the way just to save on backtracking. And Anthony's not looking great. There's a monk fighting some zombies. They don't like fire. There's zombie there, it's just like... And we can actually save this guy if you're fast enough. And you don't miss, like me.
How do you beat Splinter Cell? Nice. I was never able to play any of the Splinter Cell games. I don't know, I just couldn't get the controls down. My dad played a lot of them though. A lot of them. So I watched a little bit of that.
Gonna take this guy's torch right in front of him, and we can talk to this guy.
He's fine, you just saved him.
The monk tells Anthony what happened. He was carrying a sacred urn from the baptismal font when he was confronted by the bishop, who was brandishing a large blade and whose eyes burned with an evil fire. Frightened, the monk dropped the urn, ran out of shock and ran. Returning to retrieve the urn, he found only the sword the bishop had left behind. There should be a comma.
Yeah, there should have been a comma there.
With thanks, he gives the bishop's sword to Anthony. So you can actually not save him, and you just miss out on having that. But because we did save him, now we get this. So it's a bigger sword, has more power. That's about it.
Yeah, I have a hard time with stealth games. I am very much just run up and hit things person rather than stealth. I don't have too much patience. Honestly.
So he dropped the urn, and it's broken into pieces, unfortunately, because, come on, monk.
Gotta pick them all up.
And this is teaching us a new mechanic. We can mix items into one thing. So now we have 2/3 of a broken urn.
Yeah.
It's also basically because your inventory is kind of limited in space, so. Combine those, and now we have a broken green urn. My grandma must trigger you guys. It's fine.
You do alright for the most part, Frags.
Not the game to play after work when you're exhausted. Yeah, I could see that. I could see a Splinter Cell requiring a decent amount of concentration that you probably don't have after working a long day.
I was trying to play Snake Eater while I was a server after I came home, and I couldn't.
Okay, and here's the last very important thing about runes, is tablets. And they are magical codexes. So, runes cannot be understood without a codex. Without a codex, runes in your position will remain a mystery. So,
So, in order to do any sort of magic, it requires 3 things. You need one of those... Well, you got off of it now.
Sorry.
You need one of the circles of power, which you can see there are 2 more slots beside it, so obviously there are others. You need a rune, and you need the rune codex. And since that's for the Magramore rune, and the actual rune we have is nobody knows, we can't do anything with these yet. These are all just pieces.
The fun thing is that if you have a rune, you can technically use it, but you don't know what it is. So I have played the game missing magical codexes and having question marks on them for the entire game, because they are only available in the chapter that you get them in. And if you miss a piece of it, it's locked out for the entire game. Like, literally gone the entire game. So if you miss a rune or a codex, you just don't get that item. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So for Magramore, we have so think of it as the rune is the word, and the codex is the definition. So right now we have this word, but we don't know what this word means. And we have this definition, but we don't know the word that goes with this definition. If that makes sense, I guess.
I was trying to do a cooking analogy with it, and then it just wasn't.
It's fine. So, there's a guy in this room. He's got a rune inside him. They're weak to fire, so yeet!
Yeah. So, if we take a look at that rune, we have the codex for that one, yes? Was that the Megamorph?
I think so. Looks like head diff.
Yeah.
Runes. Yeah. So when you get both things,
they do that.
They get all special and glowy.
And it's sick.
Yep. So I probably can make a. Nope, I don't have enough components.
No.
All right. So there's that.
Gotta go pick up Pargon.
Yeah. I don't know if it's in this one or not. I'm gonna save again real quick.
Oh hey, there is a map.
There was a map, yeah. It's just kind of a pain in the butt.
It's annoying, but there is one.
Yeah. I'm saving a lot. I'm sorry, guys. The whole reason why I'm saving so much specifically on this chapter is because this is the chapter I've missed in previous playthroughs where I've forgotten magical pieces and I've had to play the whole game without it, and I don't want to do it again. So I'm saving a lot to make sure I don't do that. Because there are, once you get locked into certain parts, that's it. Like, you have to continue forward. Anthony's not doing great.
He's alright. He's got kind of a weird posture going there.
Yeah. So I'm just fighting these zombies. Alright, Tova King, calm down. Gross. Alright. Chaturga.
Oh, yay.
That is how that's pronounced. Alright, and I think that is a brand new one. Let's see. Yep, that's a brand new one that we don't have.
I've never played Odama.
I've also never played Odama. A disturbing rendition of a monstrous devil that is contorted into what appears to be a fountain. What sickly liquid is draining into the pool, trickling from a scum-encrusted spout.
Scum.
Yeah, right. A red urn sits beside the fountain. Pick that up. And continue about our day. So they actually showed, this is technically a puzzle. They showed you how to solve it earlier. You just literally need to burn the rug. But if you're not paying attention, that's something that's very easily missable because it just looks like a normal thing.
I was gonna say, RTS pinball seems like a strange concept, but...
Oh yeah, I saw an article about it, but I haven't looked at any more than that. I did recently for the RTS pinball game on GameCube. Pretty weird concept, but the game is amazing. You kids and your damn words of power. Yeah. This guy's just gonna, you know.
He's just doing monk stuff. Don't worry about his weird zombie walk.
Just gonna Scooby-Doo out of there.
He's sore. He's been working all day. I'm not gonna say the rest of that joke.
An iron plate in the floor is carved with 3 curious circles. Dried splashes have marred its pockmarked and worn surface.
Ah, yeah. Enter box. Yeah. Look how all of these have been written into English that we can read.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So now we have 2 full runes of power, but we're missing 1. Chaturga.
Chaturga.
Oh man, I'm gonna have fun with that later. Religious texts of an unspeakable nature, written in languages utterable only by monsters or corrupt humans.
To pronounce it correctly, I would have to cut out your tongue.
Good old Simpsons. Amongst the books of table rests an ancient scroll of what appears to be paper. Pick that up.
Eats it.
We've acquired the enchant item spell scroll. So you can learn spells by picking up scrolls too. to examine. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So a torn scroll illustrated with a geometric symbol is accompanied by a small note. The note reads, "That which is broken shall be fixed, that which is dull will be sharp. Thus is the nature of the enchant item magic. This spell requires the Anterbach and Magramore runes."
Oh my god, we have those!
Well, we do have those, but we still can't use it.
Yeah, I know it.
Kinda.
Rap music.
Rap music. Alright.
That's solid.
So you can learn spells by finding scrolls. Pretty normal. Same creepy texts. Is this the same thing? Same creepy text. Okay, cool. I'm gonna save again real quick, just because we picked up a bunch of stuff. And again, I don't want to accidentally lock myself out because we were missing one thing, but I think I got the thing that I missed last time, so I should be okay.
Yeah.
So the bishop passed through this secret door. There has to be a way to get through it.
Oh, Anthony.
Yeah, he's not doing too great.
Alright, so it's a pressure plate.
It is a pressure plate. But I'm pretty sure I don't have anything. Ah, yep. Not heavy enough to depress it.
Oh, shucks!
Oh.
Ah! Butterfingers!
Butterfingers! But look what was inside the room. Oh, I screwed up my joke.
Magical rune!
And we've just discovered the enchant item spell. So if you have a scroll and all the runes and all the magical codexes, you get this special little cutscene that basically says, "Hey, here's how you use the spell." And this is also your super introduction to magic. So now we have the spell enchant item. Cast allows you to, yeah, obviously. We can assign this to a quick cast spell without having to choose them from the book, and bleh.
I believe that was the C buttons, or was it?
It's the D-pad.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I think also Y? Yeah, Y. Spells can be cast directly from
there it is.
this book section or assigned to one of the 5 quick spell slots, pressing one of the quick spell will button allowing casting spells without retracing the selected button to... Alright, so basically this is just... I can just map this to a button so I don't have to do it every time. It's kind of nice. And now we get mana! But it's called Magic Meter, because...
Magic with a K!
Yeah. If you've played literally any other video game, it works the same. Except that it regenerates whenever the character is in motion, so you have to move around to get magic back, so you can't just stand in one spot and...
wait for it to regen.
Yeah.
So if any point he's running around in circles, that's what he's doing.
Or I'm just having fun.
It's fair.
Anyway. We have to go back here, because our urns are not heavy enough. We gotta go back to the fountain here, but we get to fix our broken urns.
Yeah, thanks for stopping in, James.
Yeah, thanks, James. Have a good night's rest. Good day at work tomorrow. I know you said you were getting up early. We're gonna be streaming this again Wednesday night and Friday night, and then
pretty much on that pattern until we finish it. So yeah.
Yep. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night we'll be back. All October long we're going to be doing we're going to be playing different spooky games. So this is the first one. Don't have a current estimate for how long this one's going to take since we're doing a full 3 playthrough. But you're welcome back anytime, man.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Alright, so I'm going to repair the other urn.
So the red spells are great because they have the most demonic sounding voice. Like, by far it's the hardest to understand that one, and it sounds really metal.
Yeah, Chiturga's great. How much money for Outlast?
I was actually, okay, Frags, I spent most, oh god, not, in the dark would suck because then you can't see me freak out at stuff. But yeah, I was actually looking through a bunch of different horror games and stuff because, yeah, figuring out stuff to play after we finish this that isn't a Resident Evil game, that we will probably be playing some more of those. We haven't quite decided which ones yet, but you know. And then I'm getting close to the end of the game I'm playing during my normal streams, or yeah, Sad Robots. So yeah, I spent like 2-3 hours this morning just going through Steam, and Outlast is tempting, but oh my god. I don't know how much of that I would be able to actually do, or if it would just all be me screaming.
So, you have come to return my book. Very well.
He seems fine.
For your efforts, I promise a quick and merciful death.
I think this is like the first mini-boss fight.
That seems fair. Oh god. Remember when I was saying the Splody boys were a problem? Close quarters.
But luckily I was able to take their heads off, which staggers the self-destruct mechanic, so
it's fine.
So it's fine. So you saw me enchant my sword right there for red, which actually doesn't really matter because those guys were blue, but enchanting your weapon makes it do more damage. Just straight up. What key did I get? The bishop's key. So we just murdered the bishop, but that's fine. A shrine to a god that bespeaks of an ancient evil that graced the earth before mankind walks its valleys. It's not funny when you look like a girl alone. Yeah.
You should stream it in Discord or... Yeah, you could stream it on Twitch too. Whatever. I'll sit there in Discord with you if you want to play it.
Oof.
Alright. Anthony's starting to cry a little bit.
Forgot about that guy.
I'll need to see how much it is. Actually. I don't know. I might look through some more tomorrow. But I think I found a game I want to play. But I may make that my daytime game. Stop that. Something Broodman likes to do is make everybody skate.
Crap.
This is not optimal.
Yeah, I'm corner trapped here.
There you go.
Should have just swung. Yeah, fragged, you missed it earlier, but you can, there's a sneak mechanic if you go slow, like, kind of like that. And then if you go slow enough, you can... Let's see if I can do it. Oh. It might be because he's so screwed up that I can't do it.
I think he's messed up right now.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'll show it on another character later, because he's kind of got a limp going right now. What's this low camera angle?
Oh god.
Right. That's what they do. I forgot.
Anytime you walk into a room and the camera's facing you directly and you hear that little noise that they make, it's just like, oh god, no.
Yeah.
So those guys are called trappers, and they send you to the trapper dimension. This place is stupid.
I forgot that is what they did.
Match the colors.
Yeah. It's not too bad if you know what you're doing. You just have to get the right thing to get to the portal out.
Sometimes enemies spawn in there and it's difficult to maneuver and stuff because, well, as you can see, there wasn't too much actual floor.
So this is your introduction to sneaking because these little guys suck.
But they do make cute little noises.
They do make cute little noises.
And their designs are actually kind of sweet.
Yeah, you can kill them. You just
it's easier to not bother.
Yeah, it's easier to not bother. That's right. Hello, sir.
Oh boy. Alright, we're good.
Alright, moving on. Anthony's seen better days. Looking kind of sketch.
Again, he chose to, not follow directions.
That's right.
When someone says you need to take this letter to somebody, don't read it. Your first action should not immediately be to read it. It's rude.
It's true.
It's gonna curse you.
It is gonna curse you.
It's gonna break your face.
Curse is progressing. He's fine.
It's taking his lips!
He's fine.
And his nose? Ew.
Yeah, a little bit.
That was gross.
We're gonna save one last time. I'm sad that his picture there in the chapter select isn't updating.
I know, right?
Turning into a zombie. That's probably not good. What up, big man?
Advise me to save. I did not remember this is where we were already. So that is exactly what you think it is. That is a barrier. You cannot leave this room. Oh, look, he's dead. Just gonna talk this big guy up a little bit, but I think I will not.
No, there will be plenty more opportunity later for that. He's the first one, so they have to make him kind of a jobber.
Yeah.
I do remember, because those guys have kicked my ass many times in the past, is get your hits in while they're kind of doing their WWE oh yeah pose. Because otherwise they're just gonna wreck you, man.
Yeah.
So I remembered I had to get in there quick. That's also why I enchanted the sword. Woo! Off the stairs. Chop that wood.
Overhead swings. There we go.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Yeah, Anthony time. No?
I don't know. That just got me.
The stab.
I don't know.
I'm gonna stab this guy too.
Double tap.
Yeah. Truly a disturbing sight.
Blech.
Take a selfie with him.
No, we can't. He's not Saint 14.
Oh.
I was looking through those again and I forgot I had that saved on the computer.
Is this disrespectful? Oh.
He would have laughed.
Coming from inside the bishop's visiting chamber. However, this door is locked and Anthony will need the bishop's key to enter and gain an audience with Charlemagne. Well, I happen to have said key right here.
I think he's gonna need more than that.
Alright. Alright. He's sad.
You are a fool for trying to save him, Anthony. His fate was decided many centuries ago, as is the fate of this world. Despite your faith, there is little to save you from the power of Ulya.
I forgot that happened, to
His
be
robe
honest.
stayed intact.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did that.
I also want to, like, imagine what the other guys did. Just like, is that cool? Like, are we just alright with that?
Is that gonna happen to us? Is that what we want? Did we sign up for that?
Alex just thinks that was sick. Alright, so as you can see, Sanity's a little bit lower because that's a crazy story, man. If you want, you can walk around and explore these paintings. It's a bizarre drawing of a cyclopean city. Its immense architecture bathed in an unnatural fog. The detail is incredible. As Alex studies it, she can almost imagine the city's inhabitants.
Uh-oh. Stop looking at it.
I don't know how you can get that from the architecture, but whatever. Not gonna judge.
I know, right?
That's a church. Painting of a jungle-shrouded building. It seems to be a temple in Asia. Perhaps from Thailand or Cambodia.
I think it's from Cambodia.
Yeah. And there's this, a diabolic drawing of a stack of human bodies, each one cemented into place. What twisted psyche could have executed this drawing? Though disturbing, it is meticulously rendered down to the subtlest detail. The precise anatomy of fractured bones and the convolutions of spines and ribs entwine into a mesmerizing sight.
I mean, I had friends in high school who drew stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, right. That's fair.
I probably would have drawn some of those if I could actually draw. Oh.
Just talked over one of the sanity effects.
Did I?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was the pounding on the door.
Oh, man.
Alright, so now we're back in here, and there's no obvious thing that we can do. I'm getting the hell out of here.
No, you're not.
No. Alright, moving on. So, let's go upstairs, because we haven't been upstairs yet. And we basically need to explore the house.
Ew! That's just... Ew! That's not great.
Alright. It bled for a second too before you looked at it.
Oh, I see it bleeding now.
Yeah, so
yeah, she's bleeding too.
So that's one of the sanity effects we're talking about. So the paintings are bleeding, and obviously paintings don't bleed.
I mean, if horror games have taught me anything, they clearly do.
Blood you. You just heard knocking on the door. Oh no! The key to the second floor is broken. However, will we repair it?
I don't know. I'll get the tape.
Yeah.
Some Flex Seal.
Flex Seal. But any knowledge that you gain from the Eternal Tome of Eternal Darkness, you keep with you. So Alex knows how to enchant our items. And for some reason, the key doesn't break the second time. I guess because it's magic now.
It's what happens when you let your kids read Harry Potter books.
Oh look, this painting's bleeding too. She's so into it. I'm not touching anything, by the way. She's just doing that.
That's hilarious. I didn't know she actually watched it drip down.
A serene painting of a luscious mountain valley. It's kind of a weird descriptor for a valley. Delicately rendered in oils. Time has taken its toll on the surface, which is soiled with dirt and scratches.
Soiled it.
Soiled it. He's a horse.
He's a horse.
Okay. Sup?
Bye.
Spooky ghost man. So, look at this Nada door.
Oh, that wall's fine.
Wallpaper in this section of the hallway is oddly marked, as though the wall it sits on is not even with the rest of the room. Yeet. Actually, I don't remember how you get in there. There's a room back there. Stained glass depicts a glowing medieval maiden, luminous even with the faint light of the setting sun. The maiden clasps a piece of parchment in her hands. The window gives Alex a strange feeling, almost if it's magical, and not really there. A glowing field of energy protects the window. Ow!
Ouch, quit it.
I don't remember how to break that.
There, dispel barrier.
Ah, that's right, thank you.
Yeah.
I forgot. So that barrier hurts you if you try to attack it. Which I totally remembered and was just showing off.
Can't prove otherwise.
You can't prove otherwise.
Ah, yes, the green room.
Yes.
The streaming room.
Just make all the walls do sick stuff. Oh, the chapter page has been hastily stashed behind the frame of the painting. Let's take it. It's the gift of forever.
This proves that Jebediah Springfield was actually Hans Sprungfeld.
Damn it. This guy is somewhat Napoleonic garb. Not fully Napoleonic, just somewhat. It's an intentional exaggeration. Don't want that. You can't tell, but there's a shotgun in there. Shouldn't have picked that up yet.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't think your inventory space is actually limited because you can scroll down.
Okay, maybe not. Alright. On to the next chapter. Making good progress.
Dreams.
Yeah.
Modern psychology offers only unproven theories. Some see them as the meaningless tossing and turning of a brain settling into a restful sleep. Others see them as laden with symbols of our unconscious desires. To still others, dreams represent the upwelling of the archetypes, normally hidden deep within the recesses of the human collective unconscious. Of one thing I am certain. After a brush with the ancients, our dreams metamorphosize into nightmares.
Who was that?
Spooky.
Was it a ghost?
Yeah. Hey, Kareem.
Yeah! Is it Kareem or Kasim?
I have
It might be
implored you
Kasim.
for years. Yet you ignore all my advances. You dominate my dreams, and I can think of nothing else. I fear I desire you many 100 times more than you love me.
My life has become a waking dream.
That's Kareem.
For weeks, I have dreamed of an ancient treasure, so precious that it changes all life around it. It must be mine, Kareem. If you truly desire me, as you say, then you will find this for me. Bring this treasure to me, and I will be yours. Both of our dreams will come true.
I need nothing more than you. You have enthralled me to the point where I can think of nothing else.
Run, bro!
Oh.
If I leave, you will not forget about me.
You need not worry. I desire nothing more than the treasure that you seek. Leave now.
That's a big red flag for anyone in a burgeoning relationship. If your partner ever asks you to go on a journey to get a magical artifact like that, and that's the only way they'll be with you, don't stay with that person. Also, in general, if a person says that they're only going to be with you if you can give them stuff, or you have to, you know, like only if you give them a one specific thing, that's probably not a good thing either. There are much healthier relationships you can be in. So this is Kareem. He's got a talisman. I think that's a healing talisman. The bestower of long life. Yeah, so that heals him. I forgot you can rotate stuff.
Ooh.
So that's the healing thing. He's got a tulwar. And he's also got chakrams.
Yeah.
Those are just ranged projectiles that he can throw. Kareem's pretty cool. I think I like his chapter 1 of the best. Look at that guy.
We were talking about Metal Gear earlier. David Hayter is actually a voice in this game.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's funny. A man's corpse lies fallen. Wounds cover the exposed flesh of his body where his armor has failed. So more dead bodies that are clearly dead. And you'll recognize this effect from Anthony's playthrough. And we're back here.
Also, the guy who voiced Colonel Campbell from Metal Gear is in this game.
So Pius' statue is still broken. Elia's statue is still good. But there's a new statue. Anthony.
He He looks okay.
He looks
He
fine.
looks better than he did when he died.
Yeah. Floor is still very upset.
Well, you're stepping on it.
They're fine. Alright. And so something you're probably picking up by now is that every time someone picks up the Tome of Eternal Darkness, memories of everyone who's held the tome come flooding into them. Also, it awakens the skeleton warriors, and it's just a whole thing.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that.
And Cam Clark is also a voice in this. He voiced Anthony.
Ah,
Cam Clark was the voice of Liquid Snake.
it sure was. Oh, I just screwed up big time.
Oh no.
That's fine. Kareem has one of the biggest health pools out of anyone, luckily. He also has one of the longest finish animations, because he just wails on a body for a while.
Oh yeah, he gets a little ragey.
Yeah, I forgot that was that this was a long one. Also, his attacks take forever, like, because he does that little blade twirl every time. So Kareem, very cool, but really hard to fight with sometimes.
What's life without a little flair?
That's true. I think that's also why they give you the chakrams, whatever, so that you can do some range combat. But, oh well.
I don't remember you ever really using those except when someone was stuck on a wall or something and you were just going, yeah.
It's pretty rare that I use them, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Stop that. Hang out.
He's fine.
Statuette vaguely resembling a man stands atop a low pedestal. I'm gonna take that.
It is vague.
That is vague. Yeah, those guys are just gonna chill for now.
It's a meeple.
It is a meeple.
He's got a rune.
A rune.
Yikes.
Alright, so that means we're probably going to be finding some more codexes in this level. Oop.
Yay.
I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of quiet, guys. I'm running out of stuff to talk about.
I mean, you explained a lot of the stuff, and now it's just run through and play.
Yeah. So basically, we've learned the rest of the game at this point. So now it's just going to be a combination of combat, exploration, puzzles, and magic as we uncover lore. And you get the ideas that we're going to play through each of these characters who each have their own part in the story, with Alex being kind of our hub world. So now we just kind of go through the game. I think Kareem's is the first one that's out of tutorial, is why I like his.
Yeah.
So an arcane shrine dominates the room. Is it braziers or braziers?
I've always heard it pronounced braziers.
Okay. Braziers surround its edge, while a larger one tops its summit. No doubt each one would be filled with incense to facilitate prayer to insidious deities. Why does it have to be insidious? Like, it could just be a normal prayer thing. Like, I know we're in temple, but whatever. Alright, so we've got a barrier here showing us the rune, and it disappears, I guess, because we already have the rune. Barriers in this game are kind of willy-nilly. That was just a progression blocker to make sure you didn't run past the guy.
Dictionary.com says it's pronounced brazier.
Ah, brazier. Or brazier. Oh, brazier. Derp. Yeah. Alright, brazier it is. You can actually miss that torch there.
I've learned a thing today.
It's not a huge deal that you pick it up, but it is very useful.
The word of the day is Emporium.
Alright. Ah, dang.
Oh god.
That happens.
Man, aren't you glad this doesn't have like a weapon durability system? 'Cause, oh my god.
Yeah, weapon durability would be awful on this. Because you just bounce off of walls so often, it's insane.
Though I guess if you had repair, that wouldn't be such a big deal, but
So this is the Ulyaoth rune.
Ulyaoth! Metroid time is now.
I guess technically it's the codex, not the rune. We don't have the rune yet.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. We have this rune down here, and we have the Ulyaoth codex, but we don't have the Ulyaoth rune, and we don't have this thing's codex, so yay! We'll come back to that.
I do not have this on my lap right now.
Alright. I actually don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I got
Were those pressure plates up there?
I thought they were, but I didn't get a really get a prompt for it. I'm just gonna go back here and make sure.
Yeah, I don't remember this puzzle.
I don't either. Okay, I don't think there's anything in here. Yeah, I can't put anything there. Okay, let's go back down. And this is why the first playthrough is going to take a little bit longer, because I truly don't remember some stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not in a rush.
Yeah. The ladder, please. Alright. Because, yeah, I thought this was, but then there's 4 of them, is the thing. Oh, this is a pressure plate.
Yeah, that's what I was...
Oh, okay, my mistake. I thought you were talking about these 4 things.
No. Because I'd heard a noise and then didn't know what that was, because it's not moving or anything. Oh, there's a crackle.
That was a big crackle, I apologize.
Look, trappers!
Great.
You love them.
I do.
They're little red ones.
Yeah.
That's what you use these for. Oh, they don't like that. Oh. Poor little guys.
Oh, rat bastards.
That's fair.
They're
doing their best.
They are. They're good at what they do, but man, are they annoying.
Man, I hate what they do.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. What's up, buddy? Rough day? Just kick him.
Who's my sleepy boy?
Cremator disrespectful. But look how sleepy he is.
Aww.
Lying in a pool of cold blood as a dead soldier. He is the victim of an unseen battle. Perhaps this man died from the claws of the monsters of this place. It is difficult to tell. This guy has a knife in his back or something.
There's no way for us to tell how this guy died.
No way. Man lies dead, anointed in the blood from the ravages of a Tulwar sword. The wounds, deep yet and numerous, seek fresh blood. Precise yet powerful. The result of a man's actions, not of monsters. Should Kareem retrieve the Tulwar? Yeah, sure.
Dual wield!
That's why I like Kareem. He can
Yeah!
dual wield.
He's a little bit faster.
A little bit, yeah.
He's still got his extra little...
He wants his sword back!
Uh-oh.
Oh no, there's a monster inside!
What?
Ah, crap. Ah, that noise. I remember that noise. Whoopshaw! So those guys are the epitome of stick and move. Because they are very fast.
Yeah, they're fast and they've got a lot of health.
One thing I forgot to mention earlier, if you don't lock onto an enemy, you can do combos. If you do the lock-on thing, you can't do combos. You can only do your, like, targeted strikes. So sometimes it's more beneficial to not lock on. You just kind of, what I did for that guy, just kind of ran close and then just whack, whack, whack. Which I can't do because I'm bouncing off the wall.
Whoa.
Thank you. heard it too.
I see a spell scroll.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys drain your sanity pretty hard.
Yeah. We're just gonna finish that off, get some sanity back.
A little bit.
Because we are going pretty nuts.
We are tilted. This is what my webcam's gonna look like on Wednesday.
Floats like a butterfly and stings like one I pee.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so this guy's holding this. Another dead man. Who are these men whose corpse litter the dungeon? Unwary soldiers who stumbled inside? Or grave robbers looking to plunder it? A crumpled scroll lies under the dead man's curled fingers. Yoink. The recover spell. Don't know how to use it.
Something funny to show you later.
Okay. We can't go through this door because this has a seal on it. It looks a lot like the seal from the Roivas house, the Roivas estate. Come back to that. What up, buddy?
Oh god, this room.
Yep. Do the thing, please. You can hear a baby crying. Another effect of us going insane. Get a little bit of sanity back on these guys, though. Kind of fix our camera angle just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not too much.
It's weird enough in here on its own in that one spot because it's like.
Yeah. Hey, what up, big man? So here's fight number 2, and you see how far they put me away this time, so I literally couldn't do the thing I did last time. That's cool, but also he gets to do that. Ow. Green, please. There we go.
Yeah. Any kind of normal enemy like that, you would try to stay on the arm that they're not swinging, but even if you do that here, he still zaps you, so.
Yeah, that guy's one of the hardest fights, honestly.
Yeah.
I've died to him in a lot of other playthroughs, honestly. We may have inadvertently chosen one of the hardest playthroughs, because red is, well, no, actually, it should be flying, because we're fighting red enemies, but I don't remember,
I don't know. Green might have been the one to start with.
That's fine.
Oh well.
It's fine. I remember it.
You're doing fine.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I got the Santac Codex. I think that is... Yeah, it's this one. Self, okay, so... Nah, we'll wait for the game to do it. I'm gonna save real quick.
We can save because the darkness is not coming.
Yeah.
It is in fact halted at the door. As it does.
As it does. Go.
Yep. So once they start going nuts like that, you have to kind of back off and let them chill, or do that, and there's blood falling from the ceiling.
That's fine. Alright, so we have this rune now, so we break the barrier automatically. Cream looking up at the blood. Oh, it's in my eye!
I know, right? Why would you look up?
Mini cutscene. Hey, Grandpa.
I will always be at your side. There are times when insanity takes hold, and nothing seems right. During those
So Grandpa's basically a force ghost.
This isn't really happening.
So Kareem actually saw that. I don't know if you heard him over the ambient noise, but he said this can't be happening. So one of the cool things is that when characters start having sanity effects is that they'll react to them. Narakath. And now we know the recover spell, which is extremely important in this game.
Yeah.
So
we'll be mapping that.
Yeah, we're mapping that one. Let's put that on Y. That's an important one. If it'll let me. Recover. Assign. Yes. There it is. Alright, so the recover spell does what you think it would. And that's what the recover spell does.
Just like you expected.
That could not have been better timed, to be perfectly honest. That is not what the recover spell does, to be perfectly honest.
Oh my god.
So, if you'll notice, my sanity's pretty low.
Oh, we were clipping that.
That's a sanity effect. So, I just blew myself up. Luckily, that didn't really happen. That was just my character going kind of insane. So, anytime there's a sanity effect, basically it didn't happen. It's just your character having a hallucination. So now, when we use the recover spell, it should do what it's supposed to do. There we go.
Oh.
And it literally heals you. And then we'll get into the other aspect of spells here in a little bit. I think we're supposed to get another one. So as you can see, as I'm kind of Zoidberging my way around this hallway, you can see my mana slowly coming back there. Basically, just keep moving, it'll come back on its own.
Looks like we're dropping some frames right now. It seems to be restabilizing.
Oh, dang.
Thank you, Suddenlink.
Weird. Nah. Oh. But anyway, now I have a permanent heal. Since I have that spell, I don't technically need the talisman, but it's a way to have a heal without the mana loss. But now we can heal, which is why that boss fight is they make that boss fight intentionally hard to put you at a lower health to kind of scare you, but then you get the heal spell to kind of illustrate it, so it's a thing. I love how the camera is correct and then it tilts. This is just kind of a funny jank. There's a big sword in a pedestal here. It's a Ramdao, which is another type of sword I've never heard of before. Broadsword protrudes from a solid pedestal made of stone. It awaits its next owner. Should Kareem try to pull the sword from the stone? Got a Ramdao.
You sure did.
Oh no, it's a trap! Oh god,
that
I'm
was a crackle.
sorry everyone. That was awful. Unnecessary hits right now, unfortunately, because I'm trying to go too fast.
But you're going crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to go fast. I need to get a little bit of sanity back. There we go. Getting a little bit of sanity back. And if your sanity gets too low, you will start taking health damage, unfortunately. But, oh well. I probably should have equipped the Ramdao because that's what they wanted to give me, so I'll equip it right now, actually. Yeah, that's right. So this is just a gauntlet room.
Face you a little bit more.
Alright. You just have to kill all the dudes. Okay. Getting a little bit of sanity back in that encounter, actually. Rando's pretty decent. I think it's one of my more favorite weapons in this game.
Yeah, I think I remember you using that quite a bit.
Alright, so this is wave 3. Obviously, enemies are getting a little bit stronger. I'm gonna kill that guy real quick. Finish off these guys, get some nice sanity back again. And the bigger enemies you kill, you get more sanity back. So obviously, just killing those 3 gave me back pretty much the equivalent of like 5 or 6 of those little zombies. So, oh well.
Oh god.
Hey, I'm sorry about the crackling again, guys. It's something weird with the converter. Of course. Alright, so now we gotta deal with this guy. Aiming is hard. Woo! That was nice. That's fine. There we go. Alright, we just got this one left. So a nice strategy.
You thought!
Not having any of his shit. Second to heal. There we go. Alright, so Gauntlet's done. Alright.
Spell's nice when it does what it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm sending that to Dad. That was too good.
It's pretty funny. Is it Absorb Self or Magmar? Project Self? I think it's Project Self. Okay.
So our spells now come in 2 flavors, cherry and blue raspberry.
Crap. Yeah, Chloro said. Cool. Alright, so there's that. You saw me mapping enchant item with Ulioth on there. That is because invoking a different god's power will have different effects on your spells. So up until now, we've only been able to invoke Chaturga's power. Now we can invoke Ulioth's power. And just as the zombies don't like each other when they're the different color of the gods, your spells can have different effects and are more powerful against different zombies if you enchant them the right way. For example, if I were to fight a red guy with my weapon enchanted with Ulioth, who is Chaturga's weakness, then I would do extra damage, which is why we brought up the Pokemon reference earlier, because blue defeats red, which defeats green, which defeats blue.
Ulioth is a water type, and Chaturga is a fire type.
Yep. But we can also play with this because we have a few more spells. So you notice we have Absorb, Project, Item, and Self. So what if we were to project Self?
Nothing.
Nothing. What if we were to Absorb Self? We already know that one. But we can absorb Self with Ulioth. And just as Chaturga recovers health, Ulioth recovers mana. But we also have some other stuff. We have Item Project and Item Absorb. So, nothing. What else we got? Item Project is Enchant, Item Self. I don't think that's anything. Yeah, I don't think so. And I don't think we can make anything else right now. We tried Absorb Self, that's Recover. Try to absorb item, that's nothing. Absorb and project, I don't think is anything. Yeah. Alright, so we can't make anything else right now. As the game goes on, we'll get more combinations. But that's where we are for now. Why did I come in here? I remember why I came in here.
Very good. Because I didn't.
I got the Ulyaoth rune now. That was the entire point. Because remember, there's that sealed door a little bit back. And as you can tell from all the tilting of the camera and all the noise, Scream's kind of insane.
Yeah.
One kind of neat thing, but also kind of a pain in the butt, is that it remembers where you leave off in your inventory, so it'll always go back to where you left off, which is kind of nice, but sometimes I really want to get to a specific menu, and it's kind of a pain to...
Yeah, I can see... Like, it is nice that they actually took that into account, because if you're someone like me who habitually
Shadow, sorry.
Oh god, you scared me.
Sanity effect.
It's just, But yeah, if you're someone like me who has to habitually check the map, you don't want to go through main screen and then have to flip 2 tabs over just to pick it up. But yeah, since we're used to games not treating us that nicely, I can see it being annoying too.
Especially too, because it's... Thank you. So that was another sanity effect. Because some of them are just kind of annoying. So that one was like, I was trying to swap menus to illustrate something and nothing was happening. I was like, oh, it's blank. Oh, it's a sanity effect. Oh, I have to wait. And then you have to wait for it to run its course before you can do anything.
This game trolls you so hard. I had forgotten about that one.
I forgot about that one too. There'll be some really funny ones in a little bit. We won't spoil them like always, but that, yeah. So you, obviously,
that was pretty good.
My menu was blank there. All right. Anyway, what I was gonna say is it's super annoying when I just save the game and like go back to that, and then like I'm trying to go back to my inventory.
Yeah.
Also, look at that butt down there. Skeleton's got a booty.
You do.
Alright, so...
It's still got his flesh on down there. It's like...
It's fine. So, long story short, the way you solve this puzzle is that you need Ulyaoth to enchant the weapon, so... That, and now...
The power of blue.
The power of blue. Just... Yeah.
Get in there.
The next time I do a spell, I'm gonna try and shut up because, I felt like that should have hit. Ah, you bastard. So you can see them taking damage from the Ulyaoth rune, that's that kind of blue electricity. So I'm dealing bonus damage to them because they are Chiturga, which is why they have that red tint to them. Next time I cast a spell, actually I can do it right now. So if you listen closely and be quiet, you can actually hear the guy saying the runes. That's why that's why we're actually saying the runes out loud when we get them, because you can hear it in game that your guy is casting them. It's kind of hard to tell on Chiturgas.
Chiturgas is kind of growl more than anything, but.
Yeah. But I'll recast this so you can hear it a little bit closer. Ulyaoth is probably the most clear.
Pretty good too, but
yeah. Alright, moving on. The game just whispered Kareem too.
I heard that.
Yeah. Kareem. Alright, up the ladder. Something also very cool is that this game, it's cool, but it's neat, but it's also a brilliant game design. They reuse the same levels over and over and over again, and I know a lot of... Is it really happening? I don't even know what happened that time. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, sometimes you'll just walk into a room, and it will just flash you back. Sometimes it won't have any enemies, sometimes it'll be full of enemies.
Oh yeah, there's no enemies, that's what it was.
Yeah. And then there's another fun thing that's, upon walking into a new room, We'll get to that when it happens, because that one happens pretty frequently.
Yeah, that's one of the more annoying ones.
Mumbling to himself.
Yeah, I don't remember where that goes.
The effigy.
Yeah. Oh, that goes way back where I fought the guy, doesn't it?
I think so.
Let's see if I remember correctly. This is going back a decent amount. I don't know how that happened. That's right. Is it? Shoot. No, that's not right. This also doesn't seem right, but oh well. We'll see. We will learn together.
Explore.
Yeah. I'm back. What up? Nope. I went the wrong way, but that's okay. Luckily, I should remember for next time. Maybe not. There's still guys down here, so it wouldn't shock me if these guys finally got up. Although I'm pretty sure this is all the way back at the start. Yep. Alright, I went the wrong way.
It's fine.
It's okay. We're all having fun. If I can get up this ladder, I'll be having more fun. Stop leaning forward. I'm sitting like a gremlin already.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a hunchback. I'm already well aware of it.
Me too.
Slowly developing.
Start doing some yoga. Reverse that.
Yeah.
Or just sit better.
I try to, man.
I know, it's hard.
Oh, I should have checked this door. This is exactly what I was looking for. So I think in this room... No?
Is that not the room?
That's where I fought the guy for sure, but
Because
didn't have the stuff in there.
there was a, one of the pedestals in there had like a blue tint to it.
Let's see. Check down here first since I'm here. I mean, yeah, that has to be the room because this is nothing.
I'm pretty sure it was that room.
Yeah, I mean, let's see.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah, if we get to a point where it gets stuck, I can look it up too, so.
Yeah, I think we'll get up though. It's just because there's nothing there, but.
Use it on any of the other ones?
I don't think so. Because there should be like things here is the thing. Like yeah.
Alright.
Like there should be like a Resident Evil like portraits there. And I'm pretty sure it's in a circular room just like that, but there's not a hidden door there or something. Oh,
oh no!
I'm tiny, Kareem.
Look at your teeny.
This isn't really happening.
Moving on. Okay, let's assume that it is... Oh, I forgot about this room. Wait, is that actually a room? That looks like a room.
Is it the door that opens after you place the statues?
Probably. Alright, so this is the one that had the seal on it, so let's go back through here. With the monsters in the hallway. ladder going up. I don't see anything down here. Oh, there's an examine. Oh, that's...
Oh.
That's some crap.
Yeah.
Can I even go? Yes, I can.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Oh, something just vibrated.
Yeah, it did. Wow.
And that's why you should try to enchant your stuff if you can.
Goes down smooth.
Oh, man. I'm still upset about that path.
Wow, yeah, it's not great.
What's this thing? Sick. A blasphemous sculpture made from human skin and bone. A trestle of bones is cradled within this shrine, like a nightmarish bookstand beckoning to be used. Yeah, right. Oh, no.
The crackling.
Oh, can I take this back?
The darkness.
Mine. The darkness is coming. Speaking of the darkness.
So much darkness.
I don't want to find that stupid path again. What up?
Sick.
Ow.
Ow.
Ow. Ow. Tried. Shoot. I hit the wrong button.
He had time.
Loss of sanity hurts though.
Yeah, it does.
Oops. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was wondering. Ah, get off, get off, get off, get off, get off.
Did not even see him.
Yep. Kareem, buddy, you're killing me, man.
He's going nuts.
We're all going nuts.
At least those guys give you a good chunk back.
Yeah. Less fine. I tried to move.
Oh god.
Yeah, I see him.
I think this is the farthest I ever got the one time I actually tried to sit down and play this. Finish him!
Ah, I didn't get it off
Finish that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, days.
Juicy.
That was not a good fight.
You lived.
I lived, yeah. I won't live well. Now we get the magical crab claw.
Tasty.
Can't even top off her health. Yeah. Let our health go up while we regen that. Alright, let's claim the magical crab claw. A strange sculpture resembling a red claw worm mysteriously floats above the pedestal. Should we claim it? Please.
Kareem, we will be together forever.
Oh, I probably hear him getting off the chair, sorry.
What happened to you?
That was the capture.
Things change, my dear Kareem. But even though my body is ravaged, I...
Yikes.
Who did this to you?
You were gone so long. I gave myself to a nobleman with a jealous mistress. She had me dragged from my bed.
He's not liking it.
And in cruel revenge, cleansed with knives. As the last blades were drawn across my body, and my blood cooled upon the floor, she cursed that I would only be with another in death.
So much for thinking only of me. We should never have left.
I have seen my folly, and have already paid dearly. I see so much more now. In death, I know the true value of the artifact which I asked you to find. And it is not for us to possess. If we are to be together again, you must make a sacrifice. Only when that is complete will we be together.
Sacrifice? Why should I do anything for you?
Good question.
Yeah.
You lied to me. Betrayed me. You really don't look so good anymore.
That's a little rude.
You must forget the past. Despite
Forgive
who
the
you
past,
are now,
though.
You will also become something more, just as I have. But the sacrifice must be made. We must remain here and guard the artifact. Dark things will come to claim it, and you must be strong to keep it from them. Without your sacrifice, the world will fall into eternal darkness.
I said the game again.
The things I do for love.
Haha. Also, this is majorly screwed up.
Yeah. I have a lot of problems with this. Duh, she rogued him.
Yeah. Creep gets it pretty bad.
Yeah, that's not great.
He went out for love. His lover betrayed him, and then she's like, "Hey, kill yourself now." I betrayed you, but forgive that.
Uh-huh. Don't hold on to the past, man.
Man. To be continued. The battle has been won, but the war against the darkness is far from over. And we get to play it more.
This can't be happening!
Right now. I love that one.
That one's pretty good.
So that's a fake sequel, basically, because sanity effects and... Because look how crazy she's getting.
She's so crazy.
So crazy.
You're actually still above half. She should be fine.
Yeah, she should be fine. Anywho.
Frankly, the fact that we've seen this many is Alex's.
Yeah, it's actually pretty surprising.
Yeah.
No bug shit. Ooh, a telephone. I don't remember where the phone. There it is.
Over there, yeah.
Ahoy, hoy.
Hello?
Remember me, Alex.
This isn't really happening.
I think that is her grandfather. Grandpa, stop prank calling. Excuse you.
Sir?
Don't look at my ass.
Look at him, he loves it. Nice.
Rude.
My eyes are up here.
Seriously. No, I made my choice. Nice. Creepy statue. That's fine.
Why would you want that in your home?
Right. That's fine. That's fine. Oh god. One of the drawers in the dresser occurs there's no key. All in place a small triangle flanked by a magical symbol. Believe that's Ilioth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Painting's bleeding again.
That's fine. Can't enchant the dresser key?
I don't think we have that one yet.
Maybe not, yeah. There's a way to do that. I don't remember though. But I also think that's optional.
I don't think it was.
Yep.
Oh, not so bad. That is a very horror tropey game thing, though.
It's not so bad when you know it's coming. That scared the ever-loving hell out of me the first time I played this.
Did it?
Yeah. To this day, every time I examine a bathtub in a video game, I am apprehensive.
Okay, that's the one that got you, huh?
That's the one that got me. Because
Alright.
we were just exploring, and then just Jesus!
Alright. Little bit of bathroom reading there.
That's fine.
That toilet looks gross.
Turlet.
Turlet.
This is a page from Maximilian Roivus' journal. It reads, "Everything that brightened my life now engulfed me in darkness. I fed on the light of truth, yet starved on the shadows of lies. I have learned through my lifetime, but no less than a newborn baby." That was a very short journal entry. Moving on. Same painting. That one got me. Then there's just you.
He's fine.
Is he?
Hey, what's he gonna do? He doesn't have any arms.
That's fair. So I can't do anything with this yet.
Nah.
So what do we get? We got the recover spell. It's too dark in here, so we can't do anything in there yet. This is where we got that journal, or I think, chapter for Kareem. Nothing.
Can't grab that yet.
Yep. I guess back downstairs.
It's something downstairs.
Yep.
Something that we don't want. Well, no, because that was purple, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's purple. So we're not there yet. I mean, I can go in here, but... No. Oh, no, it's blue.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's purple until you choose a thing, actually. I think that's what it is.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, same thing that we got from Kareem, so just open the door. Neat. Hi, rat.
Pantry. There was a rat.
He's fine. Among the pantry contents is a spice jar with a scrap of paper hidden inside.
That's gotta be garlic powder. I mean, how much do you need of...
The kitchen is as empty as the library is full. What's that? A reflection of her grandfather's attitude, always learning, reading, studying, rather than eating. Spice jar. Hit it with a blast of your spice weasel. Eh.
It's your life.
Firmly sealed glass jar. The faint aroma of Arabian spices is tantalizingly emanating from it. There's a piece of paper inside of it. Should Alex open the jar? Smash it!
Ah, it's plastic. It bounced.
Oh. Lurking horror. Hey, Pius. It's a sick staff, bro.
It's a pelvis.
Yeah. Probably gonna call it there, actually.
Yeah. Good stopping point.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna finish up this cutscene.
My liege, the future is yours. The light in the age of darkness has been extinguished. The pillar of flesh has been constructed. The master of chaos, the keeper of the ancients, is long dead. The planets will be in alignment soon. All is prepared for your arrival. I will begin the final incantation that will bring you into our world within days. The next millennium will truly usher in a new age. Your guardians, now prepare the gate.
Don't need the spice jar anymore.
Put it back on the shelf! What's wrong with you?
Give it to the rat.
Oh, he needs it.
Yeah.
For his cooking.
He lives in me now. Alright. So, I think that's a good place to call it. We have a new chapter to do Wednesday night, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm gonna save your game. Remember, save your game often. So we're gonna save here. There we go.
Looks like he's making a face in that.
Just, And so that was the first night of Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem. That is the first of many, because we are probably about a quarter to a third of the way through the first playthrough, I would say.
Look, the rat's still running around.
Aww.
He loves it. Oh, he's free.
He is free. I love this game a lot. I am glad so many people stopped in to let us know that they like this game too. I'm excited to keep playing it, honestly. I hope everyone who stopped in is having fun. If anyone's still watching and listening, if not, hello to the VOD people. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. How about you?
I'm remembering a surprising amount of this game, and actually kind of in the right order for once. So, yeah.
Thanks for streaming. Enjoyed it. Banter up with you on Wednesday. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for stopping in. We really appreciate it. Yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday. I think we're gonna try and do. We tried to do 6:30 tonight, but we had to spend about 30 minutes troubleshooting and getting everything set up. So
yeah, I think I may have blown out a couple USB ports on my case. So
yeah. So
we're gonna play with that some more and see if it's okay or not.
Yeah, so it might be closer to 7 o'clock, since 7 o'clock Central Time. But we'll definitely be back on Wednesday.
There we go. Yeah, it was purely Mantarok.
Yeah, the God of Chaos just wanted to throw a curveball our way right before we started streaming.
Oh man.
That's all right.
But yeah, guys, thanks so much for coming. Like he said, we'll be back doing this Wednesday night. I also stream just me during the day. He's at work. I'm in the middle, well, getting close to the end of playing Nier Automata. So if you're interested in that, feel free to stop by. If not, we'll see you guys on Wednesday, hopefully. So yeah, y'all take care. We'll see you later. You gotta come over here and hit the button.
You do.